everyone, it's Santana, and you are watching the DL Show on Dave's Guitar Channel.
All right, welcome everybody. It is Sunday night at 10 o'clock, and we all know what that means. It has been an exciting day for football, which, unlike yesterday, which I thought yesterday was a dull day for football, today was exciting. Unfortunately, the two teams I was rooting for today both lost, but they lost in pretty amazing games. They were just incredible games, and I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit with Howie as we go. Krellbar is here, so we're going to say hello to Krellbar. Joe is putting Mikey to bed, so he should be here shortly with a fresh cup of coffee. Krell, what is going on? It looks like you got into a fight with a toaster.
Dumbbell plate. Adjustable dumbbell plate.
Hey now.
And it's like... It looks a lot nastier because it's, a little leaky, but it's a nice gash, though.
Excellent.
Chicks dig scars.
All righty. Let me bring in Howie, who's fresh to the stream here. Howie, welcome.
Sorry about your team, Howie.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, we both lost today. I was rooting for two teams. The two teams I was rooting for lost, but amazing football today. They're great. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
How's your foot, Howie? I know you were kicking the wall.
Yeah, nobody hates Kansas
Just
City
don't punch
like
the
I
wall.
do,
You're
so.
a guitar player. Don't punch the wall.
Yeah. That's what the Buffalo Bills do, is they consistently crush year after year. They crush your soul.
They were a good fucking team. Today was unbelievable. I mean, that game today was one of the most exciting games that'll be for a long time.
The offense is good, but they relied on one guy on offense. You didn't hear Stephon Diggs' name at all today, and the what do you call it? The defense just gave up chunks and chunks and chunks of yards. Too much.
Yep. Yeah,
but
look at it this way: they're just a damn good team.
How big is that Kelsey guy's like 7 feet tall, and he's unstoppable.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what goes on next week, but I really thought that Buffalo was going to be they were my pick.
Yeah, they were a lot of people's picks.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys? Everybody all right other than that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
well, I just found out the bad news. Thanks, everybody.
You switched to Sanka?
No, this is what you sent me. I saved it.
Oh, nice. You're still on it.
Yeah. I used it. Half the bag was used last week, and I used another half. There's still another for maybe 1 cup.
Excellent.
I'm saving that till I can order some. But yeah, my goodness, what a difference.
Yeah, I picked up a few bags today of it. Decent coffee. So anyways, real quickly, let me just go around. So Krellbot looks like he hurt himself today. It looks like a plate from a dumbbell fell off a dumbbell. Explain how
adjustable plate. Yeah. Well, they latch in and and you twist and turn it and stuff like that to get different weights. And if it's not latched in, which I didn't turn the dial completely, apparently, and I'm doing presses there, and fortunately it was the lightest one, but it came from the outside and just conked me on the head.
Oof.
Why was your head underneath the dumbbell? I can't.
He's looking at it as it's going down.
It's not, I'm
Wouldn't it fall
pressed,
this way?
pressing.
Wouldn't they fall that way though?
No, they slide off. They don't. I
Oh.
mean, they're not standard dumbbells where they come off a ring. They actually latch straight up.
Oh,
So when they come out, they slide out.
I'm picturing the ring thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Either way, that's going to leave a
Well,
mark.
Are they? You have stitches?
They,
You probably should have got him.
Yeah, I probably should have. I'm just butterflying it. I'm 53 going on 54. I'm not going to stop worrying about scars.
Nothing that crazy glue can't fix. And then, Joe, how was your week this week?
It was a good week. It's a good week. It was it's 50 degrees out right now. The fan is in my bedroom window, but I have the bedroom sealed off, so I don't want to kill Michael. So my I just went into the bathroom, and you could feel it coming through the seam of the door, and it's like when I used to go pick up a case of beer, and I'd ask, "Can I sit in the freezer?"
Right.
And I'd sit in the freezer, and it was heaven. So it's like that. So I'm looking forward to sleep tonight. Will be peaceful, even though tomorrow's Monday. And then we got Tuesday. It's fucking coming up my ass. But Crowbar, be honest. You lost the fight with that fucking cat, right? You lost the fight with that fucking cat.
The cat would have done more damage.
Oh, Howie, nice to meet you. Big fan. Sorry to hear that Buffalo Law.
Wait, you just said the big fan's in the window, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the window fan. So what was the final score?
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
It's salt in the
really-
wound.
Was it
We're past it now.
so you're saying it was a shellacking?
No, not at all.
No. It went into overtime. It was.
Oh no!
If
That's
you didn't see the game, it was one of the most unbelievable playoff games I've ever seen in my life. It
Agreed.
was what was the final score was
42-36.
42-36.
they can't feel bad. It ain't like they blew it then.
Yeah, it was their game to lose, I guess.
Well, you've got a great team, so I mean they're going to be a contender
Both
every year
teams,
now.
yeah.
So.
It was good.
Yeah.
Howie, I just saw when you went to go put your headphones on, it looked like there was a guitar headstock I saw there. What is that? Is that a rosewood neck? What was that?
Oh, sitting right. How did you see that? Oh, because I moved it.
Oh, because there it is.
That's my regular yellow 72 Strat that I've had forever.
Nice.
No, I don't think I've never seen him with a rosewood. Do you have a rosewood neck?
For a Strat, I do not.
There we go. That's the right way to go. That's why I like this man. I am a maple whore.
I think that was wasn't that your adult film name too?
That's right.
Maple Whore.
Maple whore.
Well, wasn't that artist that the photographer that had that controversial thing, Maplethorpe?
Right.
Maple.
Yeah.
So what year? You said that's your 70s. Is that can we hold that? Is that a 70? Let me see hold it up. Let me just see if I can take a guess of the year. Turn it around. Turn it around. I just want to see the bolt.
Yeah.
You're hiding the bolt from me.
Many bolts, yeah.
Oh, 71?
Had to do it.
71? Or is
72.
it a
I got Dave with 71. I got a 72. What else? What's the last guess?
well, has it been is that the original bolt on? Plate?
No. I'll tell you the story. Well, first of all, I got this guitar in either 85 or 86. I was in high school. I think I was either a sophomore or a junior. I was looking for a yellow Strat. I've answered an ad, and it turns out there was some guy in a really bad neighborhood back home in Buffalo selling this. And when I got it, it stunk like cigarette smoke. I don't like smoke. I've never smoked, but this guy was like a chimney. The case that it came in smelled so bad. But it's actually somebody routed it for a humbucker in the neck position. I don't know why. So stupid. So it had the humbucker up there.
Oh wow.
And I think I paid $325 for it, something like that. And I mean, it had most of the paint. If you go on my social media, there's pictures of me when I'm younger where, most of the paint was on it. All this paint is from my sweat and stuff like that.
Right.
But you're wrong. It's a 72.
Oh, okay.
And I was back when I was like 19 or 20, I was in an unsigned East Coast touring band called Icewater Mansion that was around for years. They used to play up and down the East Coast. I was in the band for those 2 years. I was in the band. I think we did like 300 plus gigs in 12 different states. And a few years before, I had met a friend of a friend in Buffalo. It's kind of a weird story to tell, but I was down with that band we were in Fort Lauderdale, and the neck started shifting real bad to the point where I couldn't crank it down enough where it would hold, and it was going out of tune. I would just bump it even a little bit and it would go out of tune. So I'm looking through the phone book and I'm like, holy shit, that's my buddy. Like, that's the brother of the brother of a guy that I had met through another guy that I knew. And I had actually met this guy once. He was originally from Buffalo. He lived in Fort Lauderdale. And I called him up. I'm like, hey, do you remember me? My name's Howie. And we met like maybe 2 years ago. And, oh yeah, of course. Blah, 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 blah. The guy's name is Charlie Hamilton. And he is the guy that built the guitars called Hamiltone that Stevie Ray Vaughan was using in a couple of the videos when he wasn't playing a Strat. If you look up Hamiltone guitars, you can see Stevie Ray playing them in like, I think at least 2 videos and stuff. They're like a Strat shape, but maybe Dave, you can find one online and put it in the thing right now or whatever. Just Hamiltone.
Oh, I just did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one that had his name emblazoned in the
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So Charlie's the guy that made this. Actually, originally when he first did it, he left from the 3-bolt, he left the 3rd bolt in. So this was a 5-bolt for a while. And then maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I had a fret job and some work done here with my guy, Matty Barato. And he's like, I'm just going to pull that out. It's not doing anything, just adding weight, and it's kind of stupid. So I said, that's fine. Take it out. So, nice. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I had to have it done, but I had to have it done.
What's that, the fret job?
No. Turning the 3 bolts into a 4.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you look, this guitar is beat to shit. Everything's been replaced at least once. I mean, everything almost. So it's not really, I don't have this for resale value or what it's worth. I mean, it's just my workhorse. That this still is the best playing guitar I've ever played. I judge everything compared to this.
Really?
When I play it. It feels similar to that, but like this is the benchmark guitar for me.
Huh.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I could never understand. It's like you play one Strat, another Strat, another Strat. They're all 25.5-inch scales. But I've played some where the action, with the same gauge, everything, all set up basically the same, where one feels slinkier than the other. Just the action feels better. I don't know what it is. It's all the same.
I agree. I don't know what it is either. I don't know why they can make certain guitars comfortable like old shoes and other ones just feel like stiff and hard.
Others feel like literal old shoes.
It's how they raise the wood.
I can't believe you didn't jump on a stiff and hard line.
Yeah, it's like I was going to look for some Pornhub music.
Is it young wood like veal, or was it old? Did the wood live an old hard life?
Speaking of stiff and hard, what are you drinking, Howie?
Yes, I am.
Was it bourbon?
It is. This is Crown Royal XO.
Excellent.
What do you put a little Coke in there? You'll have a black tooth granny.
No, you don't ruin it. You don't ruin it.
No, not the XO. You don't ruin that at all.
So, Howie, what's been going on with you as far as let's talk some gigs? What's going on gig-wise? I see you've been posting quite a bit this last couple of weeks, I noticed. But it was more like memories.
Yeah, the memories come up. I just slap them up.
Yeah.
It got, I was real busy at the end of the summer. When was the last time I was on here? Was it before I was busy or after?
Yeah, it was last summer.
No, what do you mean on here for a while? You popped on for a few minutes when.
Yeah, well, I had a question and I broke up your party. Sorry about that. But I mean, I did a bunch of gigs like towards the end of the summer. Then I don't usually talk about my health shit, but I wound up in the hospital for a couple of days with a massive kidney stone.
Ooh, geez.
And then when I came out of it, I still had a few more gigs. And then everything just kind of dried up again. What's the last gig I did? I think Striper on the Chris Jericho Rock and Wrestling Cruise was the last show I did. And that was in October. So November and December were kind of dead. But next weekend, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona with Winger for a show. I think it's the 29th. I think that's Saturday.
Where is it in Scottsdale? What venue?
The Normo Dome.
I can look it up. Scottsdale, some resort thing. We're actually the Talking Stick Resort. It's called. We're actually the opening band. We're opening for Warrant and Skid Row.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
And
And
Joey's a buddy. Joey's a buddy of mine. He's a good guy.
Is he? The only guy I know in the Warrant camp is Robert, the singer, who's a really, really cool guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. The guy that used to be with George Lynch's band, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Lynch Mob. Yeah.
He always sounds exactly the same. He's so great.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you'll get along with Joey. Joey's a good guy.
Joey, who?
Real good guy. Joey Allen, guitar player.
I know who he is.
Yeah.
And then, so then the week after, I actually just got maybe week and a half ago, Jeff Scott Soto hit me up out of the blue to play on the Monsters of Rock cruise with him coming up.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
I mean, so far it looks like it's just going ahead as planned,
right,
with everything that's going on. So fingers crossed, but looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Not doing the Queen tunes,
Oh, go ahead. Say that again.
And not doing the Queen's tunes, are you?
The Queens?
The Queen tunes.
The Queens?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Knock on my head, kind of.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about the gash in your head. No, we are. I don't think we're not doing any Queen stuff.
Nope.
And so let's talk about that Chris Jericho cruise thing. How did that go?
That was
good time.
Really, really, really good time. He's the real deal. Like I didn't really know that much about him before, but he's like super knowledgeable about music and about wrestling. And I was a wrestling fan for a minute when I was like 12, 13.
Yeah, same here.
And then but I liked it when it was kind of cheesy and underground. And then as soon as like Hulk Hogan was in Rocky 3, and a year or so later they made him champion, and then it blew up.
Yeah.
So, and that's when I stopped watching it. I was like, yeah, now it's too
exactly
likes it now. It's too showy and it's too. I liked it when it was like midnight on WOR TV out of New York City.
Oh fuck yeah,
George the Animal Steel.
There you go.
It was something really kind of kitschy, and it was
Chief J Strongbow.
Yeah. It was mine. It wasn't everybody's.
And that back in the day when Andre would come out and wrestle 9 midgets.
See, they knew what entertainment was back then, because that is solid.
But he was like really, really nice, and he came up and jammed with us. There's video of it on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
And he knows a lot about everything. And he pulled me aside at one point. He's like, listen, I realize what you're doing and how I realize that you're doing this and this and this and this. And it was like, he was pointing out little things that I didn't think anybody would notice. He's like, man, that's really cool that you're helping them out. And like, I gained a whole new respect for him. And the other thing was his family was on, and his father played in the NHL in the 70s and 60s and the 70s. His name's Ted Irvine.
I remember him.
Yeah, he spent a lot of Chris Jericho's real last name is Irvine, and they're Canadian family. And I spent a lot of time with his dad just talking old school hockey, which for me is a huge thrill. And I mean, I've done a bunch of Monsters of Rock cruises, which is, I mean, awesome. But there was something different. Like there was like a laid back vibe, and everybody was really cool. And I didn't know what to expect going in, and I had the best time, like literally the best time.
That's awesome. And you did that gig with Striper?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excellent.
We did 2 gigs. There was like we were the only like hard rock band on there. Well, other than Jericho's band Fozzy, we were the only 2 hard rock bands on there. There was like a stoner rock band who were really good. Crap, I'm gonna forget their name. I'll think of it in a second. And then there was some other weird eclectic bands, and then there was like some cover bands and stuff who were all good. But it was mostly like there was a lot of wrestling matches. So up on the pool deck, there was a stage set up at one end, like all the rock cruises, but this particular stage had a giant ramp that went into the center of the pool deck, and there was a wrestling ring there. So like, you know, we did pretty well. Like when we played with Striper, it was somewhat crowded. When Fozzy played, it was packed, and when the wrestling matches were going on, you couldn't move up there. Like those people were there to see wrestling.
Wow. That's funny.
Yeah, so it was pretty awesome.
And so now the other cruise, where's the other cruise taken off from? The Monsters of Rock cruise?
Jericho did Miami. Monsters is doing Miami. Most of them are Miami these days.
Right. And how long are you out for? Like how long is the boat out?
That one leaves on the 9th of February coming up, and it comes back on the 14th.
Okay.
So 5 days total. But I go, like, my parents live about hour and a half, give or take, north of Miami. So I'm going to go down a few days, or I usually go down early and hang out with them and stuff.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they escaped the cold.
Oh yeah, they've been gone since 2001.
They're in Del Boca Vista, if I'm not mistaken, right?
They are actually north of Del Boca Vista by 45 minutes.
You're telling me I can't get into Del Pico Boca?
But I mean,
Yeah,
if you haven't done a Monsters of Rock cruise, even just to go on it, you guys got to go at some point. It's so much fun.
I could see that being a lot more fun than a standard cruise.
Oh my God, it's like night and day different from us. I mean, there's just always something to do, and everybody's drunk all the time, and you know, like even though some of the women shouldn't be, they're still wearing their spandex pants from the 80s. Like,
Oh God,
it's nuts. It's literally nuts.
Cougar Town.
Yeah.
Well, double Cougar Town.
plenty of places to get stuck on a ship, Dave.
There are
Plenty of fucking
plenty of
places.
places.
Hey, I'm stuck in a deck chair.
You're just on the ship. You're stuck. I'm stuck on this ship.
Somebody.
Let me ask you this. What about
Somebody in the chat said, "I only like lady wrestling."
Right.
Well, you mean like Andy Kaufman wrestling women?
What about the Kiss cruise? I've seen like when the Kiss cruise goes out, there seems to be like so much stuff on YouTube with people watching the Kiss cruise stuff. There's like so much drama too going on there because they have all like the sub bands, and I don't know. I always find it funny.
I haven't done that one. That one's all there's like 1 or 2 or 3 different companies that put on these cruises. The group that puts on the Kiss cruise is called Sixth Man, and they're the same company that does the Jericho one. The guy at Sixth Man told me that, oh my God, we do like 25 cruises a year. They do some out of Europe, and it's a huge company, different themes and all that. But the Monsters of Rock cruise people only do 2 or 3. They do Monsters. They do Cruise to the Edge, which is always like based on prog bands. It's like close to the edge, like
Right.
where they get the name. And they used to do the Moody Blues cruise, but Moody Blues broke up, so they call it On the Blue. And it's like classic rock bands. Like I did it just like as a solo acoustic. Well, I did an acoustic duo thing on that one back in 2016. And the bands that were on it were awesome. It was like Rare Earth, Ambrosia, Al Stewart was on it. They actually put Randy Hansen on it, if you know who he is, Hendrix.
Oh yeah, the goofy looking guitar player that does Hendrix a lot. Yeah.
trying to think who else was on it. Jefferson Starship was on it. The Paul Kantner version. So it's bands like that, and totally different vibe on that one as well.
What's the Paul Kantner version? Are we talking about like
Well,
the
he passed away.
era?
He passed away, but his version kept going. There's a Kathy, I can't think of her last name right now. There's a girl singer in that who sings all of it, and she's unbelievably good. And Jude Gold is the guitar player who used to be he was like the editor
of Guitar Player.
Yeah.
Don't know it.
Yeah,
Jude
if you
Gold.
look her up, her name's Kathy Shit. I can't think of her name.
Kathy Shit.
Oh my God, she's fucking
Kathy Richardson.
Kathy Richardson, yeah, she is just amazing. If you haven't,
And
seen
I'm
her.
looking, she looks pretty cute too. Maybe I'm looking at her in the right light. Yeah. No, she's not a bad looking woman. I'm sorry, I'm a guy.
She's married to her girlfriend, so you don't.
Oh, geez, that's always the case. I find a girl that's attractive; they're always lesbians.
I did a search for the name. I got an old lady who does math books. Maybe
That's
she
the one.
Yeah, maybe she. Is
that? You do remember he got hit in the head this morning, right?
Yeah.
There's
Huh?
John Taylor, whoever John Taylor is, he's in the chat saying, "We Built This City" is the best rock song of all.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
And the best video too.
That's some.
It could be the worst song.
Fighting
I always wrestle between that and "One Toke Over the Line" by Brewer and Shipley as the worst piece of shit song ever.
Well, Built This City and Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, I think, on the same album.
Yeah, that's
was
terrible.
freaking crap too.
You know, it was a good song by them. You never hear people talk much about it because it was kind of like after their little stint doing hard rock, which I loved. You know, "Familiar Stranger" and what's that one? "Find Your Way Back." I always loved that. But "Laying It on the Line"
awesome.
I thought was a great tune.
Yeah, they have some great songs.
Winds of Change.
I love.
Change. Yeah, Winds of Change
I
are great.
hate to say it, but I love Jane. I think Jane is a
Great
killer
song. Yeah, great song. Yeah, the rest of that album, not so much.
Yeah, well, I
That
don't
Freedom
know.
at Point Zero album was like, what the hell record is that? It's like it's the non sequitur song that was like, they finished the album like, we need a hit. Yeah, let's steal Hold the Line. All right, let's go. Well, we got to bring in someone that sounds like Bobby Kimball. I know this guy that used to sing with Elvin Bishop. I actually watched a little documentary about that. That's what happened.
Mickey Thomas's voice is sounding really good
Yeah,
these days.
And then that version of the band is just as killer because Mickey is, what is he, 71 or 72, and he's just still on fire.
Oh yeah, and not only that, there's "Endless Fascination." I think was an album he was on. It came out a few years ago, and his voice, he got some roughness to it too. He sounds like a really good gruff singer when he wants to as well. He never had that before.
Yeah, I agree. He's like, he doesn't, his voice doesn't age at all.
Yeah. Yeah, he sounds great. He sounds great. What did I hear the other day? I was hearing somebody that was singing, and I was like, oof, they don't. It's like, when someone gets to that older age, and it's like, now they sound like old guy singing.
Oh, that's
Which it's
brutal.
it's tough. It's obviously
That's-
tough for the person that's dealing with it. And I'm not saying Neil Diamond ever did that, but Neil Diamond, when he got older, was like, why don't I just talk the words? Oh, okay, Neil. What do you have to sing for? Where it began. I can't begin to knowing.
It worked for him.
Yeah.
It worked.
Hey, Neil, I don't know if you sing like a young man or an old man. And why is that? Because you haven't sung in years. You've just been talking the lyrics. We put it up on the screen, and you're just reading them. It's like, it's like, ladies and gentlemen, a dissertation by Neil Diamond. LA's fine. The sun shines most of the time. The feeling is laid back. People are like, oh, that's good.
Man.
Sounds just like the record. Was it Vince Neil? No, I wouldn't listen. I don't, I have to say, as much as I hate Motley Crue, I loved Crue when the first record came out with that.
That's my favorite album by them.
Too Fast for Love or whatever it was called. I love that record with Live Wire, Take Me to the Top.
Yeah, that's
You see your action.
energy in that.
Yeah.
fucking album.
The next record, not so much, but that's me. That's me. Yeah. So you're still playing your Mezzaluna, Mezzabarba amplifiers.
I am.
What are those?
These are,
They are
Go ahead.
Italian. They're made in Italy. I have one next to me, but I'm kind of lazy here.
Lazy translated, drunk. I'm too drunk to stand.
You know who didn't sound good later on? David Lee Roth. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, when you say later on, you mean like post 85?
Yeah, well, let's face it, he was never a good singer. I mean, he was a good front man.
Yeah, he was a good front man. He
was great, but I saw him in 1990, and I was like, "Oh, it's over.
Yeah,
it's done."
When he reunited with Van Halen, and you heard him live, you're like,
there it is.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me put you in the main frame here, Howie, so you can see that. There's the Mezzabarba.
I'm not lifting it up.
That's all right. So
you guys can look at it on. This is why.
Is it heavy?
Literally, this glass is heavy to me right now. So yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is the M0 Overdrive. I also over there on the other side. I've got the Trinity.
That Brain Salad Surgery in that record. Is that the first album I'm seeing over there?
Where?
No,
that's
not.
ELP. Oh, it looks like ELP Brain Salad Surgery from here.
The top one is a Gary Moore album. That's mine, and the other two are my girlfriend's. That's Steve Perry's Christmas album and Steve Perry's.
I was gonna say, is that a Christmas tree in the back?
She needs to take the Christmas tree down.
Mine is still up. Okay. Don't worry. Oh God.
Hey, hello. Welcome.
The tree only went up on Christmas Eve, and
hey, Howie,
I got cheated.
Give the lady the seat. Go change the food.
Yeah, they're liking the outfit.
Oh, these are my jammies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, tell her to take the damn tree down. I want the damn tree down.
No, well, if God is blessing you that day while she takes it down, she'll get stuck.
I don't think Howie's watching enough Pornhub to understand the stuck jokes.
It's for the benefit of our chat.
Yeah. Anyway, let me just take a look over here.
Yeah, so this is the M0 Overdrive.
I can imagine how much that cost.
A lot.
Yeah, there's fucking Italians.
A lot of lira.
They're made in Italy and shipped here, but if you're nice to me, maybe I can get you a deal. This is 3 gain stages across 2 channels. So there's a first channel that has like however you said it, like a moderate amount of gain, and then like a pretty pissed off Marshall. And then you can stomp to channel 2, which is like, Soldano overdrive, super smooth high gain. And it's, pretty simple controls. This is a custom one that has 2 master volumes. So I can, on the foot switch, I have a master. I can, if I'm in like a 2 guitar situation, I can jump up my volume without a change in tone for solos and stuff.
Nice.
And then I have the Trinity head over there, which is 6 gain stages across 3 channels. And it's a little bit more involved and a little bit like you can store scenes of what gain stages. And if you want the effects loop on or off through MIDI, it's got like different patches you can put into it where you have the presence on or off, things like that.
So I know you taking this head. Is that the head you're taking out when you go do these gigs? Like, let's say when you play it on the cruise?
Oh, no. Unfortunately, man, there's no budget. I don't have a budget in anything that I do. So I can't fly amps. I just can't.
Right. So you go in there and you're playing backline gear?
Yeah, I'm just playing backline. These are at home or local gigs. If I'm lucky enough to get a gig in Vegas. I'll drive to Vegas and do that gig.
Mhm.
I'm in Scottsdale with Winger next week. I thought for a minute about driving, but then I'm like, oh fuck, like,
Yeah, it's good 8 to 10 hours. You don't want to do that.
14, 15 hours round trip. So I can play my amp. Like, no, I don't think so.
Right. And so
You
what
ever
are you
tried
playing when
the,
you're playing backline?
Sorry, 2 questions at once.
Sorry, I was just curious. What are you playing when you play backline?
What do you need? We're live right now.
Let her come in.
Oh, let her come in. There you go. Perv out, guys. There it is. All right. You're on the camera. What are you doing?
She's taking down the tree.
The time of the
Taking down
tree.
the tree now.
I
Well,
think
there we
she's
go.
She wanted to light
There
it
we
up.
go.
Oh, she's
It looks
lighting the
nice.
tree.
That's right.
And while you light it, I
Is
will.
she decorated? What's her name?
Her name is Heather.
Heather, you did a beautiful job decorating
He
the
said you
tree.
did a beautiful job. I've got the cans on so she can't hear it. It's all right.
You walked right
Okay.
into that, Howie. I'm not going to say nothing. You got the cans on. Dave, stop me. Dave, fuck.
Stop
That
it.
reminds me.
Hey,
I got-
let's get back to the talk because my mother raised a good boy over here. When you're just sitting at home, chilling by the blue fire and the nice Christmas tree, what are you practicing through? You're not plugging one of those in. You'll kill the fucking neighbors in a 3-mile radius. What do
No,
you practice through?
Okay, well, I'm sitting at my, that you guys can't see it, but this is my desk, and I've got my Pro Tools rig right here. I have a small place.
Yeah.
There's not much more to it than what you see. So I've got a couple of recording sessions I have to do. I can't lift it up, and it's too much of a pain
Right.
to unplug and lift. But I've got the 2 Notes Torpedo Captor X right here. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yeah.
Reactive load box, and so I've got the amp here plugged into that, and I've got a couple sessions that I have to do in the next couple of days. They're way overdue. So when I'm usually sitting at home playing, I actually don't plug into much. You know what I got? I think I showed this. Hold on, I can't hear you. Give me 1 second.
So he got no shitty little practice amp. He don't even go there.
Yeah,
He don't look as good by that tree as she did a minute ago.
he's trying.
He is.
Talk amongst yourselves for a second.
We were.
Oh, it's in the guitar.
Yeah, when I'm at home, I never plug in.
Same here. Whenever I pick up guitar, I never plug in. Though I did get that Fender micro amp or whatever. For headphones, I may try if I ever play.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got that last year.
I think I showed you or talked about this last time I was here, but this thing is one of the coolest things. She bought it for me for Christmas last year. It's a NUX. So it says NUX, but it's pronounced NUX.
Yeah.
It's called the Mighty Plug. It's a headphone amp that you download an app for. They just changed the firmware and the software for it. So there's like a whole shitload of amps, and you can hit this button and scroll through a bunch of them. This thing's like $69, and what it does is unbelievable. It sounds so cool. It's the greatest practice tool. There's a headphone jack here. It's Bluetooth. So I plug this into the guitar, plug the headphones into this, and then I can Bluetooth stuff in from my phone or whatever and practice along with it. The tones in here, they have like a Friedman sample. They've got a boogie. They've got like a diesel. It's unbelievable. All the effects you could ever want. And in the headphones, it sounds huge, like stereo.
He's selling me
delays.
on it. Nux should give him an endorsement gig because he's got me looking on Amazon right now.
I tried to get hooked up with them. They don't answer emails. Did you? I don't know if you guys knew this, but like maybe last year or a year and a half ago, Amazon started selling their own branded amps. You can buy an Amazon amp.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Amazon
pedals.
Basics.
That I didn't know.
NUX is making their amps, so I think their whole business model sort of shifted there. But you can find these, and it's unbelievable.
What is it called again?
NUX. So it's NU. and then
That I
X.
know, because every fucking idiot on YouTube peddles that, but they won't give you the sponsorship. Fuck them.
They won't answer emails. Mighty Plug. Mighty Plug.
All right.
I went on their. I mean, I hate to badmouth people and then beat it on YouTube. I don't, people are busy. I get it. When I first discovered this thing, I went on their page and saw that on their like artist page, all the endorsees, there was a bunch of my friends. So I reached out to a couple of them and said, hey, can you hook me up with the guys from Nuix? I'd love to try this Mighty Plug. And they reached out to Nuix and they weren't getting their emails returned. So
don't feel bad. Listen, I just yelled at a
Whatever.
bunch of nuns in Arizona for the same shit. Answer a fucking email. I'm not joking. My ladies in Tyburn email me all the time. But the nuns in Arizona, if I'm giving you a donation, at least say hello.
Yeah, whatever. So I was like, you know what? It's $69, and then I was gonna buy it, and she got it for me for Christmas. Guys, if you just want something, Dave, you look like you're set with all that shit behind you. You're fine. So you can.
Yeah, I never practiced plugged in anyways.
Neither
To me,
do
that
I.
like the thing of doing this, I'm already not interested. I got to plug it in.
I'm kind of the same way. I'm usually like if I'm practicing, I'm usually sitting on the couch watching TV while I'm doing it.
Same here.
But if I need like something quick, like literally this in the guitar and the headphones, and boom, go. You charge it through USB. The charge lasts for days. The app is really cool. You can pull up like so many. Let me see if I can.
I know.
Look at all these people commiserating.
My search for Mighty Plug brought up a lot of weird videos on
like
Pornhub.
this is. I don't know if you can. I know my camera's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So if you see those, you see these dots on the top. There's 1, 2, 3, and then below it 4 more. Those each one of those are the presets that you store for different amps. And when you turn this thing on the side here, where is it?
Elroy says they're $74 now, but it's still cool.
What?
They went up $5.
Everything's going up in price.
So
Hold on, Howie. I just want to post this real quick for you. Charlie F says, "Hey Howie, big fan of yours, going all the way back to Icewater Mansion days. JSS Live at the Gods 2002 is one of my favorite concert DVDs."
thanks for making me feel old, Charlie.
You did it.
2002,
right.
20 years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
Give me 1 second, Charlie.
I'm not saying nothing, but Icewater Mansion sounds like Metal on Ice, and I keep getting a vision of Howie doing the solo while doing a Hamel Camel.
No, that was the band I was like when I got my guitar switched over from a 3-bolt to a 4-bolt. That was the band that I was touring with back then. They were already like long established when I joined them. They actually went back to like the late 70s, and I joined in 89. And when I joined, they had already peaked and were starting to do this. Their big claim to fame was right before I was in the band. Rick James, Super Freak Rick James.
Yeah, that was great.
He was from Buffalo. I think he was born in New York City, but when he was a kid, he moved to Buffalo and considered himself a Buffalonian. And he used to go see that band before I was in it all the time. He had recorded and produced a demo, like almost a full album for them. And they were still out there doing their touring thing. And he brought it out here to LA and was shopping it. And everybody said, no, terrible. And, who knows I don't know the whole story. Maybe nobody took him seriously because it was Rick James. Who knows?
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Right. So a lot of like 3 of the guys in the band, after the whole Rick James thing kind of petered out, 3 of the guys, including the lead guitar player, sort of lost interest and yada, yada, yada. 3 guys left all at the same time. And that's when me and 2 other guys came in, and we were still doing a lot of gigs, and it was cool, but you could feel it was just kind of doing this. But
Right.
I'm talking about, so if you look at the app where these dots are, shoot, there's a glare. But when I push
I can see it.
oh, shoot.
Couple of guys are recognizing the Icewater Mansion from the song.
It's not syncing up. Damn it. Well, anyway, if you go online, there's guys on YouTube doing like demos of these things or whatever. So
Nice. Well, it looks definitely like something that would be interesting for some people that want to practice, that have to hear the sounds or that want to hear the sounds.
Can be inspiring.
This thing, it's the greatest $74 that you can spend. Really, it's 70. Like even at Sweetwater, maybe somebody can look it up. And oh, by the way, Brian Guinot in the chat said Icewater Mansion is a line in the Edmund Fitzgerald Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That is true. That is where they got the band name from, a Gordon Lightfoot song.
Yeah, well, classic
Yep,
heavy metal artist.
The Rectum of Edmund Fitzgerald.
Wow.
Picking up the pieces.
That's an actual song. That's an actual parody song.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I love Gordon Lightfoot. In fact, I performed last night. What's today's Sunday? So last night I performed "If You Could Read My Mind." There wasn't a dry eye in the house. Everyone was crying, saying, "Please stop." Just whatever you got to do. Turn that
One guy
off.
said, "More Duran Duran."
Duran borrowed from that tune.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that.
I never understood why they named their band after a sunken ship, though. Aren't you like pretty much dooming yourself right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like naming your band Titanic.
Somebody
Titanica.
said, "Oh, there's a new X delay and reverb dual pedal." Elroy shredding.
Yeah. Wasn't Titanica on Mr. Show? Was the heavy metal band on Mr. Show?
I love
Titanica.
Mr. Show. That was such.
Oh, I did too. Bob Odenkirk's awesome. David Cross.
Yeah.
And that
I
what's that
thought
comedian's name? The heavy metal comedian Brian
Posehn.
Poussin. Exactly.
Those
Those three.
I met him.
He was in
Van Halen show.
Titanica.
Oh, was he? Okay. So Elroy, I did not know that New X made a pedal like that, but I don't really need one, but I'd be interested in just seeing.
Yeah, they make a lot. I think they make a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they make an amp version of this plug instead of the Mighty Plug. They call it the Mighty Amp. It's this with a speaker, basically.
You'll not see nothing like the mighty plug.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what's wow is yesterday that song came on, and I said to my buddy, "What the hell's the name of the guy that sings this?" I know it's Manfred Mann, but the guy that sings it is the guy who wrote Handbags and Glad Rags. And I'm like, Michael Diabo. And I was right.
Wow.
My buddy always calls me the 82-year-old teenager. He's like, from the time you're in your teens, you knew like stuff that only old guys would know.
No, Ruffalo 09. It's not about the lakes. It's about the ship being sunk in the lakes. An Icewater Mansion. It's about a ship buried under the lake.
Yeah.
Yep. They may be lakes, but they behave like oceans.
Yeah, and
Big ass lakes.
I don't know. I'm not naming my band after a sunken ship. Holy crap!
Right. Well, what you would call the water
Andrea
around
Doria.
the sunken ship. That's a great episode of Seinfeld. How many people died? I tell you, I was watching an episode of Maude the other day,
Oh my god!
and
That
it was
is
like,
one.
I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me? That uncompromising, enterprising, anything but tranquilizing, right on, Maude." I couldn't believe I'm watching the show. I'm like, this is the Costanzas right here. The whole show was based on George's parents. They could have modeled the Costanzas on Seinfeld just after watching Maude, because all they do is scream every episode at each other.
Yeah. Except that Maud's isn't as shrill as Mrs. Costanza.
Oh, but Maude just gives you that look. God will get you for that, Walter. Oh, it's the best.
I hope we get season 6 of Better Call Saul as well. I know that Odenkirk had a heart attack while he was filming last time, so I
Yeah.
haven't heard how he's doing.
Oh,
wow.
they've
I
already.
didn't hear
I
that.
heard they started filming that already
I
sometime
didn't
last
hear
year.
that.
They started. Yeah. It was a minor setback, but I heard they started filming season 6. It's. I like it better than. Call me crazy, but I like it better than the original, the Walter White series. I can't think of the name of the
Breaking
it
show.
was a
Bad.
little. I disagree with you because not enough. It's great, but not enough happens in each episode. It just doesn't move quick enough for me.
But yeah, somehow that's what I enjoy about it. But I mean, the Fly episode, that nothing moved. We were in the lab.
That's the only
course,
episode I ever saw.
Yeah, but if Dave likes Jake and the Fat Man, of course he doesn't want the show to go anywhere. That's like your favorite.
No. That's canon. Jake and the Fat
canon.
Man wasn't as good.
Same guy.
Same guy. He eats.
He's also the voice of Boris and Natasha. He was the narrator on the Rocky and Bullwinkle show.
Was he?
Yeah. William Conrad.
Very distinctive voice.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Which show
That's
had
Wally Cox.
Which show had "Thank You for Being a Friend" as a theme song? Was it
Golden Girls.
That's Golden Girls.
Golden Girls. He passed away, 10 years ago now, huh? Andrew Gold, who wrote that song.
Has it been 10 years already?
Andrew Gold.
I remember
That's
when he
the guy.
died. Lonely Boy.
What's his hit?
Yeah.
Lonely Boy.
Well, Lonely Boy, and then the year
Lonely
later,
Boy,
he had the
that's
hit with "Thank You for Being a Friend,"
Yeah, but Lonely
and then
Boy.
they some girl re-recorded it for the show. But it's his song.
Lonely Boy is such a brilliant tune.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's one of those 70s songs that, like the songs in the 70s. Like, I also think that Baby Come Back is up there with it too.
Yeah. How Much I Feel by Ambrosia and Lonely Boy are
Fantastic.
probably my two favorite yacht rock tunes.
What about this song? Let me ask you if you know this song. Do you know a song called Show and Tell by Al Wilson?
Yes, not well, but
Really, not well.
the yacht rock station on Sirius Radio has been playing it a bit. It's okay.
It's my favorite. I see it's
I'm
before your
surprised that'd
time.
be on Yacht Rock.
I know.
You know
I
what-
don't. It's
You know what
whoa,
song?
whoa, show and tell, just a game.
Yeah,
Oh, it's great.
yeah, I know. It's cool. You know what
It's
song they've been playing on Yacht Rock a lot that I didn't know before was Rupert Holmes' other hit, Him.
Oh, I used to love that when I was a
that
kid.
one.
Don't know what he looks like. Oh yeah, when I was a kid, that was a huge song. Huge,
Really?
huge. Now, Answering Machine. I didn't know Answering Machine till I listened to Yacht Rock. We're so sorry, which is a terrible song. But Yacht Rock Channel is great. The problem is they just play I don't ever want to hear "Just Another Day in Paradise." That Bertie Higgins song, I want to kill him.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, there's some swings and misses on there, of course.
There's a couple of really cool ones, though. I think it's called Pages is the band, and that's Richard Page's band before Mr. Mister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they have a song that's on there that's really good. And I never knew "Gone, Gone, Gone, You've Been Gone So Long, You've Been Gone,
Chilliwack.
Gone, So Gone."
Chilliwack.
Yeah. I know it now, but I think
That's
you
the
probably
only
knew it because you were
Chilliwack
in
song I
Buffalo.
know.
What is it?
That's the only Chilliwack song I know.
That's the only song Chilliwack knows. I made it.
My girl.
My girl. No, but I'm sure, being in Buffalo, you got a lot of the Canadian bands, because I know you were into Kick-Axe, and I remember when Kick-Axe first came out. That one I caught, but there was a lot of Canadian stuff I didn't. Uh-oh. I struck the Kick-Axe nerve. Do you guys remember Kick-Axe?
Oh, yeah.
Barely.
On the Road to Rock and Heavy Metal Shuffle. John Taylor says no mod intro. No, last time they dinged me for it.
So my buddy came over for Christmas, and this was what my Christmas present from him. Rock the World on vinyl. This
Nice.
is hard to find.
Yeah. That's like their second or third album, isn't
This
it?
is the third. Yeah, this is
Okay,
the third.
yeah.
I recently bought the second, and it's terrible. I mean, it's terrible. But this one goes back to what the first album was like, which is killer. And
Which
then
I like the
recently,
first album.
I just bought this on vinyl.
Coney
What is that?
Hatch.
I had this
Coney
on
Hatch.
vinyl.
I
Yeah.
remember
And
that.
here's their first one. So I finally, other than the reunion album, I don't care about. I got all three of them on vinyl finally.
Unreal.
Love Coney Hatch. They were the Canadian Y&T. And
Y&T wasn't even the Y&T.
Why? Yeah.
I
why-
love-
yeah, God.
You know what song I love by Y&T? They keep playing it on Ozzy's Boneyard. Is it called "Keep on Running"?
Yep.
That's a great song.
There's you like Mean Streak too?
Yeah, Mean Streaks. I mean, but I knew Mean Streak as a kid. But
I could
Keep
do
on
it without
Running-
Summertime Girls. So.
Oh, I love it.
No, come on.
I love
never liked
Summertime Girls. She's
never-
hot.
So the bass player for Coney Hatch, Andy Curran, he just released a new single with Alex Lifeson playing guitar and some girl singer. I listened to it. It's not really that great, but the bass player for Coney Hatch wound up working for Rush for years. Like, I don't know what he was, a gopher or whatever, but now he's got like a new single. If you look what Alex Lifeson did, it just came out this week.
Are you familiar with the singer? I brought him up last week, Alex Ligertwood.
Lighterwood, yeah, from Santana. He's the guy that sang Santana's version of Winning. I met him before.
Yes. Oh, let me tell you, but he also sang "Hold On, Nothing's the Same. Tell me why I feel." Remember that song, "Hold On"?
Didn't he sing Searching too?
And "Hold On" was written by Dave Thomas from SCTV's brother, Ian Thomas.
I don't know. Maybe I have to hear the song to know it. But
Oh, you know it. It's "Hold On, Nothing's the Same. Tell me why I feel this way." And Alex, how do you say his last name?
Ligerwood?
I think it's Lighterwood. I think it's like it's not Ligterwood like it looks.
I say Ligertwood. I have no idea.
You might be right, but years ago, oh my God, had to be early 2000s. I went to Glenn Hughes was filming a DVD at a rehearsal studio here in the Valley in LA. And I went with Jeff Scott Soto. We just went and hung out and watched Glenn film this. And that guy was there.
Really?
Yeah.
He had a great voice back in the day.
He might be in the DVD. It was called Soulfully Live in the City of Angels.
Really?
He might have guessed
Because remember he sang "Winning," but he also sang "I've Got Nowhere to Run." Hey, Hugh Caldwell's here. He made it. That's good.
Okay, I just looked it up. It's pronounced Ligertwood. Ligertwood.
That's how it's pronounced, or are you just reading it? Because we can all read it.
No, it's got the pronunciation next to it. L-I with the short thing. J-E-R-T Wood. Ligertwood.
Well,
Ligertwood.
Hugh Caldwell might know because he's a Scotsman.
Scottish English.
You know what we need to do is next time have Howie pick the albums we listen to.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
We'll be listening to Coney Hatch.
I've never heard of Coney Hatch, so I'd be okay.
I've never heard of him either.
I've heard of them. I heard of them, but I couldn't name a song from them.
are you a Y&T fan at all?
Yeah,
Me?
from the early 80s.
I like a few
Yeah.
of the songs.
Okay, it's like I said, they're very similar. They're the Canadian version of Y&T, really.
They got a singer that's like Dave Meniketti.
Yes, Carl
love
Dixon. The weird thing is that bass player who I just mentioned, Andy Curran, he sings a couple of the songs. He kind of almost sings like what you were making fun of Neil Diamond before.
Right, this guy has the
Their
Neil
biggest-
Diamond book of how not to sing.
Their biggest hit, if you will, was a song called Monkey Bars that the bass players sort of sang. But the singer sang the other smaller hits and stuff.
If you got a guy that
Can I
sounds
point
like
out
Dave
something?
Meniketti in your band, like what asshole saying, "Hey, I want to sing one. Would you shut up?" This guy sounds like you know what I mean? It's like nobody in Y&T was saying, "Hey, Dave, can I sing this one?" Yeah, instead, why don't you talk it? I have a great idea. Here's a concept. Why don't you talk the record?
Well, let me expound on that.
I'm looking
But
at
instead of it being a song, why don't you just read the album liner notes to the fucking people? We'll put it on a track.
There's another famous Canadian who did that, and they're copying him, and his name is William Shatner, the captain. If the captain
he
could
looks
do
good
it,
for
everyone
90.
wanted to do it.
So how did we decide it was pronounced Ligterwood?
We did
I
it.
looked up on Wiki, so they're always right.
Expialidocious.
Anyway, I'm looking at this. The DVD filming that I was at was called Glenn Hughes Soulfully Live in the City of Angels. Kevin Dubrow was there, and he wound up singing. Him and that Alex guy were like background singers on a couple songs. You can find it on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
So that's the one time I was there watching, and I met him, and he was really, really cool guy.
Could you imagine being in that position? Hey, Alex is going to sing backup. I'll do backup with him. Yeah, that'll be okay. You sure you don't want to grab yourself a sandwich first? We got a corned beef sandwich over here. No, you want to sing backup with him? Okay, well.
Oh, he sang on a Dregs album too.
Kevin,
wow.
Did you see this cake over there too? I don't know. You might want to get away from the microphone and have a piece of cake, maybe.
That was a cake.
Kevin.
Corned beef.
Alex is like, I'm ready to sing backup, and we're ready for you. Kevin, honestly, backup with him? Or it looks like we have cold cuts over here. Fresh produce.
How do I put a comment in the chat here?
You just write it in there?
I don't have like an account here.
Oh, you got to do it on the YouTube channel. On the YouTube, what link are you putting in?
Well,
put it in the private chat, and I'll post it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could post it if you don't want.
Just put it in the private chat. What? No, it comes up.
I got
All
it.
right.
There it is.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And Joe's gonna repost it.
Done.
Thank you. That's from the
Ligert
first song. Ligert. So anyway, that link that he just posted is the first song on the first Coney Hatch album. And you'll see how Y&T-ish it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Ligert wood.
Well, that's what Krellbot's saying, but Hugh, who lives in Glasgow, says it's Ligert wood.
I like it so far.
Great guitar sounds. You'll hear he sounds just like Dave Meniketti right
Hey
here.
Hugh, go change it on Wiki U.
Well, you don't know if that J is supposed to be a gur sound. Who knows? I don't know how to read phonetics. Oh, it's good. He sounds a little bit like Mike Reno from here.
You're just saying that because he's Canadian.
No, I like Mike Reno's voice, but to me, it sounded like
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it does sound like him.
I like Meniketti too. Oh
So
no,
I
that's
think you're insulting them by saying they're YYT or whatever. I think they're better.
No, Y&T was really good.
So their biggest well-known song, like I said, the bass player sang, it's called Monkey Bars. And when the guitar solo hits, it's like this real weird chromatic, almost sounds like, what the fuck is the guy doing? And when I was a kid, I'm like, what is that? You can look it up, Monkey Bars. They didn't do a video for it like I just sent, but you can find it on YouTube. And it turns out the guitar player is playing a Coltrane's Giant Steps over the metal song. And I never knew that till way later on.
Yeah, but he does that whole those weird patterns.
There it is. Whoever's playing it. If you just go to the
That's
solo.
Joe.
This is the bass
What I
player
can't
singing this
imagine
one.
was the guy when they signed him at the label and they're like, okay, what's the name of the band? Coney Hatch. Oh yeah, we're gonna let you guys keep that name.
They went out in the early '80s. They went out with Priest and Maiden in the early '80s and toured.
Yeah,
They were-
but
they
and
were
if they were
really
called
good.
Priest or Maiden, they would have been huge. But the name Coney Hatch, it
not
already
the name.
sounds. It sounds like to me. Just as a kid listening to metal, I'd be like, dude, Priest, Maiden, Coney Hatch. What?
Dude,
What?
I love that. I love that name. It's so.
No, you
different.
don't. Come
Yes, I
on.
do. I love it.
When does the solo come in?
How far in are you?
We're 1 minute in.
Who are your favorite detectives? Kojak, Beretta, Coney Hatch. Then maybe it works.
Put it
Who the
to
hell
two-
was Coney Hatch? He
Put it-
was that investigator in the Bronx.
Oh my god.
Coney Hatch is going to come
Put
in
it,
and
put it to 2 minutes and 2 seconds. And turn it up so everybody can hear.
As long as we don't get a strike.
That's not 2 minutes and 2 seconds. You're way behind it there.
Yeah, we got Mannix, Coney Hatch. Yeah, that singing.
That's the bass player, kind of talk singing. I love this tune. Here's the solo.
That's strange.
And I always thought, what is that guy doing? And it turns out it's Coltrane.
I don't know. To me, I thought he was doing the teacher from Charlie Brown.
Where's Joe going tonight? Joe's going to Coney Island. No, I think he said Coney Hatch.
Yeah, Coney Hatch.
I'm pretty sure it's Coney Island.
Coney Hatch. Where did they get the name
I'm telling
from?
you right now, they would have been huge if they that first song when I heard Mike Reno, if they were called Loverboy, they could have really rode those
No, they sound
coattails of
great.
being-
This sounds great. But the
Yeah.
name, I don't. You're flipping through an old used record bin. You see Coney Hatch. What?
No,
Right.
when I see Coney Hatch, I freak out.
Seriously?
Yes. Oh my God, I've loved that band since I was a kid.
The Hatch.
You know what it's like? It's like when you're a kid and you're watching Creature Feature and it's King Kong, Godzilla. You're like, yeah, Gamera. The hell is? It sounds like a giant camera. Then you watch it, you realize
Don't say nothing about Gamera. What the fuck?
you realize he's the best of them all, but the name was terrible.
Okay, I found it. So Coney with add an L, Coney Hatch. They took the L out, so it's Coney Hatch. But Coney Hatch was a lunatic asylum in London, England in the 1800s up until the early 90s.
Really?
And
them and a few of the lunatics left over from the 90s are the only ones who know that. And now you and us.
Right.
That first album we were just listening to was produced by Kim Mitchell.
Ooh.
Oh,
Might as well go for soda.
They opened for Maiden in '83.
Peace of Mind tour.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
And I wonder what year did they break up? Are they still kind of doing stuff or?
Sort of, kind of. They did another record, like a reunion record, without the same guitar player, maybe 10 years ago. And they do some gigs here and there.
What was the big Y&T record? What was that one called?
Well, they had a bunch of Mean Street.
Oh, the big one. Greatest. Great Joe says greatest hits.
Mean Streak was a big record.
Yeah. I just want what was the name? What was the name of that album with Mean Street?
Mean Streak. That was the name.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, then
Really?
what was the one afterwards? I remember another name.
I remember Contagious that came out.
Yeah,
in
that's when they
86,
got all
87.
Bon Jovi-ish.
What was Keep On Running on?
I think it might have been on. Was it on In Rock We Trust or Down for the Count? But Black Tiger.
And what's a better
was-
song? Keep On Running or Keep On Running by Journey? It's okay, it's all right, it's okay, it's all right. And if you keep on, or is that called Escape?
Doesn't REO Speedwagon have a song called Keep On Running?
No, they do. It's Keep On Rolling, but it's Roll with the Changes.
Roll with Changes,
Sorry.
As soon as you are ready, and I am away.
My last band used to play that.
Oh, I've played it before many times live. It's quite.
Is
not
that
fun.
why? Is that why it was your last band?
That's
Yeah.
right, folks. Here's a
Yeah,
song
it
from
was-
REO Speedwagon. Place emptied out.
Yeah, we did all like 70s arena rock and early 80s. We did Boston and.
Is there a song they ever did worse than "I Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore"?
Oh God, that's awful. Well, "Keep On Loving You," I always hated that song too.
Yeah, I hate
that
that
was their
song.
biggest hit.
Y&T, Keep On Running. I
Easy
gotta
to
see
play
what
on
album.
piano though.
I just gotta see what album this was on because it's. Oh, is it Keep On Running or Don't Stop Running? Maybe it's Don't Stop Running. I'll
The
keep
name of
on
the song
running.
is actually "Don't Stop Running." Yeah.
All right, let me see. Masters and Slaves? No, in Rock We Trust.
Yeah.
Lipstick and
Yeah,
Leather.
John Taylor said that in the chat.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I like Dave Meniketti. I thought he had a great voice.
Yeah.
Dave still sounds, he's actually a pretty good friend of mine, and he sounds fucking better than ever.
Was he the lead player in the band?
Yep.
Yep.
He's a great lead player.
Yeah.
He's great. The solo
Yeah,
he
I
does
always
in
used
Mean
to like that
Streak
Mean
is
Streak
awesome.
solo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
It's wild.
But he's also he also sings a little bit in Where Stars. The
Yeah.
greatest
I love that.
lyrically written.
That is the
written
greatest
song
fucking
of all
song
time.
ever. I love it.
But
I
he's
have the video.
He's the only guy that if you watch the making of, he just sings his parts, and Dio's in the control room in the studio, and Dio just goes,
Great.
"Yeah, perfect. Like, done. You're done."
Yeah. I like the way Jeff Tate doesn't sing over the top in it. When Jeff Tate sang his part, I thought at any moment Ethel Merman was going to give him a cease and desist.
Wow.
There's no business like show business.
We are rulers in the night. It's like, what the hell? Starting now, starting here. Right? It was like,
Wow.
It had fucking Spinal Tap in there.
Right. Folks. Yeah, no, it was good. I always enjoy it. I mean, what was really good in that, like, that gets unsung, who was really cool, is listen to Halford when he's singing We're Fire at the end.
Oh yeah.
And he's going, We're Fire! And he's hitting that vibrato on that high. That was before every song became terrible by Judas Priest. When they
Yeah, but
did
if you
like
listen,
Painkiller.
to the vamping at the very end, there's a solo which is Neil Sean. The chorus is going, and somebody's vamping over the chorus. That's Meniketti.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now you can get, guys, if you want, you can get the Meniketti with the red tomato sauce or the pink sauce.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
They brought me Manichetti with ketchup.
I'll tell you who else has a great voice still is someone that Howie plays with is Derek St. Holmes.
Yes, he does.
Great.
He has the best. He sounds better than ever.
I
Here,
heard
you
a story where he was telling it on Sirius XM where he was playing with Nugent one night and his family or friends of his was like, oh man, you sounded just like so-and-so on the record. He's like, that was me on the record. Like they didn't know he was the singer.
Here's
like,
something. I just sent something in the private chat if you guys want to share that one as well.
I got it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw Nugent in '94. He had Derek St.
Oh, Howie disappeared.
Yeah.
My goodness, this coffee's just fucking unbelievable.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh my god, I got like a little bit left. I'm gonna run to kill it in a minute.
I clicked something by accident. Sorry.
That's all right. Sandman says, check out the instrumental Y&T song, I'll Cry. It will give you chills.
It's great.
Yeah. I think they're a good band. I always like
I got to revisit some of that stuff.
Hard Rockin' Don Dawkin. I got to say, in the 80s, I wasn't a huge Dawkin fan. I did like the Tooth and Nail album a lot. But
Tooth and Nail was their best album.
After that, I'm
Back for the Attack. I liked Kiss of Death.
Yeah, Kiss of Death's great too. But I actually
love
like
Back for the Attack. I think
Under Lock and Key was the first one I had. It was okay.
Those are good albums.
Yeah, Under Lock and Key was the one that I was done with them. That's the third one, the third album, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I was like, yeah, I've had enough. At that point, I
never
think,
really liked Dawkins' voice.
Can you tell me what album he sang backup on one song? Actually, he actually sang the whole album, but they took his voice off.
Oh, we talked about this like a month
That's
ago.
right.
I forget.
Do you know
he
Howie?
sang on Herman Rarebell's solo
Oh, you're
album.
close. He sang the
Scorpions.
whole Blackout album, and then they took his voice off when Klaus got out of the hospital, and they kept his backing
That's right.
vocals for "You Give Me All I Need."
Oh, okay.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
That's probably how he hooked
But
up
if you
with,
sing "You Give Me All I Need" when you sing the chorus, you can't help but sound like Don Dawkins because you're like, "You give me all I need." You know, it's like it sounds like a quieter version of Klaus.
You said the top
Yeah.
row of the albums; those are yours back there.
Yes, sir.
I just want him to grab a chunk and see what he's listening to.
Well,
It looks like
let
Meatloaf.
tell
How
me
the hell's the first
me
one?
make sure there's nothing embarrassing in there.
Right. Oh yeah.
the.
Let's see. That's Barbara Streisand's "Guilty."
What?
Yeah.
He just showed us his ass. What could be more embarrassing than that?
Hey, Howie, just say no to crack.
Damn, that's Canadian crack. Very
Let's take a
snowy.
look what we got here. Looks like we got Janet Jackson on top with "Control." Oh no, that's not that. That's
So
more like my
is
collection.
This is mostly stuff that I recently got because I've got box. I probably have 300 or 400 albums in the other room, but they're in boxes. So this is a very rare kind of a Gary Moore compilation record.
Gary Moore's awesome.
It's so rare, Gary Moore. They put Rick Ocasek on the cover.
And the background.
Dave with the
But
fucking
there's
joke
actually
tonight.
something really cool about this record that I found out. There's a song on there called Tiger Bay with a Y. And it's actually a Tigers of Pantang song with John Sykes. The story, if you read about this album on Wikipedia, there was like a handwritten note in the studio of something about Gary Moore, and they thought Gary Moore was on this song, but he's not. So somebody mistakenly put it on this compilation record, which kind of makes it kind of
Oh,
a
that's hilarious.
cool thing.
One of these songs is not like the other. One of these songs does not belong. I can't
What
read
does
it.
that say?
Make them
I know
full screen. Make them full screen so we can fucking read.
Oh
it.
yeah, hold on. Let me full screen you.
Sorry, I got the ring light and it's causing a glare with the plastic.
Shit. Fuck, I can't read it still.
It's Trapeze. You are the music. We're just the band.
There we go.
Ah, Trapeze.
Oh, I remember
Glenn-
hearing him.
Glenn Hughes, Dave Holland from Judas Priest, and Mel Galley, who wound up in Whitesnake on the Slide It In record.
Yeah.
There we go. From now
I bought this for $1. I had to have it though. Russ Ballard's winning. We were just talking about Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's worth
What's
it.
that?
That's the
70?
album
Is it
cover.
76 or 77?
76.
Yeah.
Well, I see Wild Frontier.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
more Gary Moore
So,
coming up.
yeah, Winning's on here. Since You've Been Gone's on here.
Nice. I used to like "I Surrender" too. I thought that was a good tune from him.
Wild Frontier,
Fucking
Oh,
love
yeah.
Gary
Yeah.
Moore. He's awesome.
Dirty Fingers,
Yeah.
Yeah. Familiar with that.
TNT's Intuition.
Oh yeah, Ronnie Letekro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had that one on cassette.
Oh, more Gary Moore.
More Gary Moore.
Yeah, after the war.
Yeah.
The Messiah Will Come Again is great on that.
Larry
Yes, it
Carlton.
The first Carlton solo.
How
album.
ridiculous is pointed out?
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, I knew he'd be in there.
There's a
Oh, look at that hairstyle.
there is there's a little record store out in Thousand Oaks here in California, and it's really cool whenever you buy something, there's a pile of records by the front door. You can take one thing for free. This was sitting in there for free.
That's
So I
that's
bought
Well, let's
That's
hear
the
some of the.
thing.
What are the tracks on this album? Let's see what the tracks are. on
Song
this.
Sung Blue.
Oh,
there you go. Captain Sunshine.
Play me. You are the sun. I
Itchy
am
Goomies
the
on
moon.
here.
Yeah.
I looked
Oh.
it up. This was like his 8th album. It's I think, is it a gate? No, it's not a gatefold. So thought it was.
It almost became one.
She was mourning. Oh, on stage 74 or 70.
70.
Oh, is this the one that has "I Can't Help"? I just can't help bleeding in my mind. What's the opening cut?
CC Rider.
I said, "See."
You know what's on here? Sweet Caroline's on here.
Oh yeah, he had to show Neil how to do it and talk at the same time.
The
Where
Beatles,
it be-
Yesterday's on here.
This is my version of Yesterday. I love how he just talks right into that. Honestly, it looks like Russ Ballard is on the cover of that Gary. It looks more like Russ Ballard now that I look at it. That Gary Moore cover. It's funny because you have all those Gary Moores, and yet you don't have your favorite Gary Moore on vinyl in that pile. Because I know what your favorite
Quarters
one
of
is.
Power.
Bingo.
No, that is not my favorite.
Victims
it's
of the
Victims.
Future.
Victims. It's just in the other room.
Yeah. I like Corridors. Corridors was always the one when I was.
Oh yeah, well that was probably my biggest influence on me. I used to play air guitar to that.
End of the World with
Jack Bruce
singing. Yeah.
There's just something about the songs on Victims that I liked better.
And a Strat through a friggin' crank Marshall, a stock Strat. I mean, no one could play it like Gary Moore.
Two great tastes that taste great together.
What's your favorite Tin Lizzy record?
Who are you talking? Me?
You, yeah.
It's hard to say. I mean, I like Thunder and Lightning because of Sykes.
Yeah,
I'm not as much of a Thin Lizzy fan as I am a solo Gary Moore fan, honestly.
Yeah.
right.
But I do like Black Rose. I mean, there's
Black Rose is their best album.
Yeah, every album has a couple great songs and a couple duds. Like, I like a couple songs a lot on Chinatown, and then the rest of the record is horrible.
Right.
And that's Snowy White playing guitar on that one. So, like, hit or miss with them with me.
Don McLean had a great song about him. Snowy, snowy white. The jokes just get worse, folks.
Oh yeah, we're going downhill.
I'll tell you, didn't Snowy White also play for Pink Floyd for a while? He was like the backup guitar player for them live.
Yeah, he played the Comfortably Numb solo for them. They had like an entourage of guitar players, didn't they? Pink Floyd with well, actually, didn't he play with Roger Waters, not Pink Floyd?
Oh no, but he was with Floyd first. He was with Floyd in the like 70s. I think he even played on the I think he's even on Gilmore's solo record, if I'm not mistaken. We have not yet, Snowball. We have not.
What is metal record homework?
So what we did was we on the show weekly, we're going to pick a genre, and then you have to select an album that you think people should go back and listen to, which you would have been a great guest for that because
bring him
you
in
could have
now.
said so everyone picked an album that from 1980 to 2000, just one album that you think is like an overlooked album that people would love that most people wouldn't know.
Genre is metal.
Oh, okay.
You would probably know all the albums, actually, I would imagine.
That's too big of a jump in years, though, because there's so many.
Well, that was the first one. We had to make it easy.
Yeah. So what did everybody pick? Or you haven't discussed it yet?
We haven't we discussed it. We've listened to it. We've all done the homework. So now we're ready to discuss the albums. And I'm sure you'll know them so you can jump in. And if Hugh's in the chat, do you want me to send you the link? Let me just send Hugh this link real quick.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, well, Hugh's choice was I wasn't a stranger to, but I listened to it anyway.
But let's not give it anything away till Hugh is here. So hold on, let me just email this to Hugh.
Well, I mean, it's not a big secret what albums they are because we said them last week what the albums were.
No, I know, but I mean, as far as like Howie doesn't know yet. Wait, what happened to Joe? He left. All right, so Hugh, if you're in the chat, I sent you the link. Go to your email, pop in. You have been you've been sent for. Now, Howie, I'm going to be interested in hearing your opinions because you probably grew up with this stuff, and I have to tell you, the other three albums that I was forced to listen to, I've never listened to back in those days.
Okay.
And I would never, but that's well to say it that it just didn't come to my path. So it's different, like you listening to Coney, like you're not Coney Hatch, but give me something like the first album from Kick-Axe. Way different hearing it for the first time when you're 17 or 16 than it is hearing it for the first time in your 50s.
Oh, no question. I'm sure if I didn't know some of the records that I like from back in those days,
Agreed.
then
So
I probably hate them now.
that's what happens. And so I didn't know a lot of these. And we'll just wait for Hugh to pop in and we'll get right into these.
Were you even able to find mine?
No, I found a couple of songs.
Yeah, I
What
couldn't
you
find
did-
mine either. Fuck it. I did.
What
such-
I did is
Hold
look
on,
up the track listing.
I'm calling timeout for 1 second. Timeout. What is the criteria? It's supposed to be the greatest record ever, or just
No.
something that you don't
No.
think anybody else has heard?
Something you think people don't know about that you think people would love.
Okay. I know a lot of stuff that people wouldn't know about, but I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, you would have been great.
Right.
to pick the album.
Like, in other words, that first Coney Hatch album, you might think, if you guys like Y&T, you're going to love this. Well, then
Yeah.
people might love it. But that's the whole thing is. And then as we do as we do it weekly, the criteria will get narrower. So it'll be like narrower years, harder things to find. I just figured we'd start with metal because that was Krellbar and Joe's forte of what they like.
Okay.
But in the 80s,
That's
can
Dave's
add
way
one
of
for
saying we
another
got no
time.
class.
yes. Yeah.
Go ahead. So who's first? Go ahead.
Well, I'm waiting for Hugh to come into the chat. I sent him the. let me
He's
make sure I-
walking to it. He's walking to the chat.
The chat's
Wait,
online. It's not in another city.
No. I mean, I sent him the link to come in on the to be in the panel. He's all the way
He's in the
all the
UK,
way
so,
to
yeah.
Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah.
And let me just see here.
Do they have the
Here,
internet?
Hey, Ricky.
Hugh, you got it right.
He said yes.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you saw that too. Let me just make sure that I sent it. Gmail
He's Scottish. It'll take 3 times as long.
sent. Let me go to my sent mail. All right, I sent it to him. I sent. Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
There was a little Spanish fleet.
Ta-ra-ra boom de da-da. My buddy started singing that today. I'm like, what the hell? And then it turns out that song basically is from the 1800s, Ta-ra-ra boom de. And I guess later it was used for howdy doody. It's howdy doody time. Da, 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 da.
And there was always that Bugs Bunny thing where he'd call someone, you Tara, he'd say Gundier. You're a Tara Gundier.
I don't recall that.
Bugs Bunny.
Hangar 18, Ricky Compton says, great song. I mean, that album, if you don't know Rust in Peace by Megadeth, it would be kind of, that would be because everyone should know that album if
Everyone
you
knows
are
Megadeth.
familiar with any type of metal. It's not like, here's a band you've never heard. Megadeth. What? Okay,
Metallica.
all right.
Yeah, it's Snowball. Yeah, what a maroon. What a Tara Gundier.
Unbelievable. It is taking Hugh a little bit of time here, folks.
He's walking.
He's
He's
finishing
walking.
his haggis.
If it ain't Scottish, folks, it's crap. And then when Hugh comes on here, we'll hear Hugh actually say Alex Liggertwood's name
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
with a proper Glasgow accent. First, he's firing up the.
Steam powered
I
computer.
tell you, while we're waiting, I was looking at the effects they packed in that little thing there, that Nux. Shit.
New X.
The new X.
New
Well,
X.
it's a 50-50. Is it Nux or New X?
Now, if you look
It's
close,
New
there's
X.
there's a
This,
space
Hugh.
between the new and the X.
And Hugh is here, folks.
How you doing, Hugh?
Hi there, how you doing?
Hugh, this is Howie. Howie, this is Hugh.
Hello.
How
Now, if you could, for the chat and for the final say, could you please tell us how Alex Liggert, however you say how do you say his name?
Liggertwood.
Liggertwood.
Liggertwood. All right. That's it. That's the final. I thought it was pronounced Paul Buchanan.
It's pronounced Smith.
Paul Buchanan's the singer of the Blue Nile. Okay, so Hugh, let's start with your pick since we waited for you. Hugh's pick for this week for an album is, and I'm not going to say much about it because I'll give my opinion on it. The album was by a band called Savatage. The album was called Hall of the Mountain King. And does anyone want to speak about this album?
Well, I'll go first. I mean, I was familiar with the album already, so it was no mystery to me, but it was a joy listening to it again. But yeah, it hasn't aged well
joy
for me.
Listening to it?
Oh God. It hasn't really aged well. It's like, but I mean, like, still, Hall of Mountain King title track there, I still think is a good song.
Strange Rings with Ray Gillen guesting on it. That album is killer. I love that record. I have it on vinyl in the other room.
I see. I knew he would like it. And then, Joe, how about you? What did you think of this album?
It wasn't bad. I think the production was a little shitty. Like what I told you in earlier today. It sounded like a really tight instrumental band was playing in one room while an over-the-top singer was screaming in my ear a foot away. Like if someone who had produced that had told him, look, calm the fuck down, stop with the and just, calm it down a bit, I think it would be great. But it wasn't bad. I could actually listen to it again.
But I think it's a great time. Madness reigns in the Hall of the Mountain King.
No, that was probably one of the best songs on the album. It wasn't. I
it
liked
is.
it. I enjoyed it.
My thought was I did not enjoy it. I just generally don't like when people take
Anything
classical themes and then try to like rebrand it with heavy metal, and somehow I'm supposed to be excited about it. If I want to hear Beethoven, I'll listen to an orchestra play Beethoven. But it wasn't for me. That doesn't mean it wasn't. Now, again, Hugh, one of the issues I have with this whole thing is, like Howie and I were just saying, if you listen to something when you were younger, and when I was a young, hungry player, I probably would have loved it because I probably would have loved the challenge of learning some of it. But as an adult listening to it, I was like, it was tedious to me because it was past. I'm an old.
That's one of the
man.
actual few metal albums that I actually listened to in the 80s. In the 80s, I was listening to stuff from the 60s and 70s.
Right.
So I agree it hasn't aged so well.
Yeah.
I think that record.
But it was still a good listen. I thought it was a good listen.
Yeah, well, I think the whole point of listening to music is good.
Yeah. But do you still listen to it and like it, Hugh? What do you think of it now?
I've been listening to it a few times this week, and it does sound a bit kind of wishy-washy, theatrical kind of.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what a little theatrical.
Yeah.
Well,
Brahms came out and handed him a cease and desist.
But that whole thing with Paul O'Neill producing, that's what became Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah.
Right, which is a bit,
It's supposed to be grandiose and come on, those
I
songs.
get
Strange
it.
Wings is killer. What's the song that
White Witch.
They had a video for that. I can't think of the name of the song right now. There's some great tunes on that album.
They updated that song. Now they just call it Karen.
24 hours to go.
24 hours to go. Yeah, that's it. Killer song.
All right.
Okay, whose album was up next? The hardest one to find, we'll just go right to Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, yours was the hardest to find. I found like 2 tracks. It was Mama's Boys. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Not
I didn't think it was a metal. It was hard rock.
Yeah, it's more hard rock, but
Good guitar player, though. He was very melodic. I heard every song except Shake Your Souls to the Bone or something like that. I couldn't find that on YouTube. What I did is I looked up the track listing on there and I wrote them down and I searched them on YouTube. I managed to get every song except one. So, yeah, I gave it a listen. It sounds like parts of it sound like, oh God, I forget what band It brought to
Two
mind.
cats fucking.
Wow.
No, I mean, it wasn't my cup of tea. Howie, are you familiar with the album? What was the name of the album? It was like Turn Up.
Turn
I
it up.
remember the band.
Yeah.
They weren't. From what I remember, I didn't care for them very much.
It sounded like pre Randy Rhoads era Quiet Riot.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it sounded like.
Yes. Hanoi Bomb saying Badlands is a great song.
Yeah, Ray Gillen has a great voice. Oh, had a great voice.
All right, so we'll just jump to my record before Krellbau's. My record was Corrosion of Conformity Blind from 1991.
Heavy.
What did you? We'll start with Hugh. Hugh,
Never heard of them. I liked it.
no, all right.
I found it a bit. It was like a mixture of later '90s metal with almost grungy stuff, singing,
Right. Yes, that's exactly right.
which was pretty cool. I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in 91, right?
Yeah.
That was about the time I stopped listening to any new heavy metal at that point. It's like, so I remember my friends listened to Corrosion and Conformity. I remember, was it Vote with a Bullet? What is that the name of the song?
Vote with the Bullets. That's the
Yeah.
one song
I remember that
the
one.
guitar player sings,
Yeah.
not the singer.
And I remember
And he was the one that
Deliverance
sang the
later
whole
on.
next album, which is what I don't like the album afterwards.
What's the one with Clean My Wounds? That's
That Deliverance
Deliverance,
is the
yeah.
album. Yeah. All right, Joe. What did you think about the Corrosion album?
I thought that was the best of all the choices. I thought it was amazing. I couldn't believe it was made in 1991 because it just sounds like they could have threw that together last week. Great production. I think the band all played perfectly together. I loved it.
Yeah.
I hearted that fucking thing in Spotify. I saved that shit.
Yeah, it's like a thrash version of Sabbath.
Yeah, it was great.
It's very Sabbathy. Are you familiar with this record, Howie?
No, sir.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I'm not a Corrosion of Conformity fan. The songs that I've heard in the
Well, the
past.
songs here's the problem is the songs that were on the radio with the album after this one, where they fired the singer and the guitar player sang, and the guitar player sings everything through like a voice, like a gain in the voice, and everything's like this. And it loses what was the raw and really the better stuff on the album before. Blind is they were just a great band.
That must have been what happened when I had first heard them because I know the name and I remember trying to listen once and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had Clean My Wounds.
Yeah, I remember
Help
that.
me, Jesus. help me.
Yeah, I remember that. But there was a kid.
Oh,
who
I
went
liked
to-
that when it came out.
There was a kid who I went to high school with who like was into Corrosion and Conformity. He was like a skater kid, and
Right. Well, they were
He-
punk first.
he knew like it was all punk stuff, and I don't know where it went from there. But I had no interest in that back then.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was the album Blind. And then Krellbau's album was an album from 1989. Krellbau, why don't you tell everyone your album?
Yeah, Control and Resistance by Watchtower. They
Is that
were
Billy White playing guitar?
I can't remember who the guitar player's name is.
It's got to be Billy White.
I know Jason McMaster doesn't sing on this one. He was sang on the first album.
Control.
I can't remember the name of it.
Resistance Watchtower.
And this is also what I think is very cool about metal.
Oh, it's Bobby Jarzambek's brother playing guitar. Ron Jarzambek.
Oh,
met
I
him
love
before.
Bobby.
It's his brother who played guitars on this. I met him before.
Bobby's such a good drummer. Jay Jarzambek.
Billy White played guitar before this. Billy White was in Don Dawkins' solo band in 1991 on the Up From the Ashes album. He was a great guitar player. But
Okay, so
Ron's-
my issue with this band was everybody in the band plays impeccably.
Yeah.
Everyone was a great player. Unfortunately, there wasn't a song on the album as good as The Lady Wore Black by Queensryche, and I hate The Lady Wore Black by Queensryche.
That's almost like what I told you when I messaged you earlier. I said it's like the only thing I could think was what if Queensryche sucked?
Yeah, right, exactly.
And then you said,
what if Queensryche had better guitar players and stuff, but sucked?
Yeah, and the thing was, Dave said, well, the players are great. See, everyone plays great, but it's almost like they're playing against each other instead of with each other.
So what you guys are saying, you're using the wrong word because sucked is not the right word. I don't know this record at all. It's not sucked. It's just they didn't write good songs.
The songs are terrible.
So
It's
phenomenal.
I'm not saying that because
prog rock.
I don't know this record, but that's
sure. No,
sucked is the wrong term.
Prog metal.
Yeah, like I say, it's the musicianship is great. The songs are, the singer reminds me of, at any point he could have broke into either See You in Hell from Grim Reaper or The Lady Wore Black.
Yeah.
And it's just,
it was
by this point, it's 1989 and Queensryche's already doing Mindcrime. You know what I mean? And for me, Rage for Order was their best thing. But I just thought the songs in this album weren't happening. And to me, I'm a song guy.
Yeah, it's not going to be the most melody driven stuff. I mean, it was early prog metal. It's like, so I mean, very very seldom do you really get any. What?
I love Joe's reaction. You go, it's early prog metal. Joe goes,
Well, Joe picked one that wasn't even metal.
Well, hard rock is metal. Hard rock for back in that. I mean, is Quiet Riot metal?
It was then.
Yeah, it was then, right? Same with Mama's Boys.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin DeBro, for crying out loud.
I wish I could have picked one because I have a couple good ones.
Yeah.
Well, jump in on the next one.
Lights, Camera, Revolution was good by Suicidal Tendencies. I love that album. That was in 1990. But I think people have heard that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was, well.
You can't.
Your picks were good. Let's put it this way. I like the picks. I just think that my point was in this whole search is you want to say something that if you put it on, like, see, to me, I listen to that Corrosion album and I'm like, how, number one, was this not a huge record at the time? And number two, how come people don't know it today still? That was kind of like, like when you listen to Painted Smiling Faces on that record or Buried, you're right smack dab in the middle of great. And that's what I want someone to say to me, hey, Dave, check this record out. You missed it, and it was fucking great.
The whole world missed this album.
Howie did it to me years ago with Whitesnake. Remember when you turned me on to Ready and Willing? You're like, do you know Ready and Willing? I'm like, no, I never knew that album. You're like, that's the best. And so then I got it, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is a good one. And so that shit happens. That's what I'm saying. You can look for stuff like now. Him and I will disagree on the fact that I think that Slide It In's a better album, and that's fine. It is.
I guess if I had been in on this, the record I would have picked, and I'm gonna guess that none of you know it. Dave, you might, but if I had been involved whenever you did this last week, it would have been a record called Zeno by the band Zeno. It was their self-titled first record. Zeno. Anybody?
No.
Okay. Zeno is the guitar player. His name is Zeno Roth. Uli Roth is his brother.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's his brother's first solo record, and it's like I bought it back then. It's from I want to say 86, and the singer is a German guy who sings like super high. If you know any TNT stuff, he sounds like that, but even higher sometimes. And the songs to me are all fucking killer and great guitar playing. It's not Uli-ish, but there's the hints of Uli. But this guy just had a great feel. He died a year or two ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Uli just like announced it on his social media. Sorry, my brother died after I think he like drank himself to death or something.
He was the younger
that's
brother,
sad.
right?
Yeah. And weirdly, I've been filling in with Winger since 2018. Rod Morgenstein, the drummer, told me that he toured with Zeno. And then I was like, no way. I love the first. Oh, yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah. He showed up at our next gig wearing his Zeno shirt. I'm like, oh, you fucker. I would kill for that shirt.
Oh, that's great.
They opened for Queen at Wembley Arena, like one show back then. There was this huge budget because the singer had this stratospheric voice, and that was the big thing then. It was how high could you sing? There was like a lot of money that went behind this band, and they did 1 or 2 videos for MTV, and it just kind of tanked. But you guys get a chance, self-titled Zeno record.
Yeah, I
Zeno,
can
we'll
look
check
that
it
up.
out for sure, because I love the Yuli record that came out right before that, which was Beyond the Astral Skies. That was
Yeah, they
That's
came
the
out
one
at
I
the
had
same
on
time.
cassette.
Is it from
This is-
1986?
The Zeno one, yes, but it's nothing like Beyond. These are like more
Exactly,
like
Krell.
just straight ahead hard rock, really good songs, super catchy choruses, and a singer that sings really high.
Now, a lot of people may not know this, but Rudolf Schenker from the Scorpions also has a musical brother. He's got his name is Michael Schenker, and for years he played in a small band called UFO, and then he finally broke out with a huge solo project called the Michael Schenker Group.
And Dave, you love UFO, don't you?
I do. No, you know what?
love
I do.
UFO's
I
awesome.
I do
That's
like
sarcasm.
Obsession.
Dave
No, I
has
know you.
told me
I know it's
over and over
sarcasm.
again that he hates UFO.
I do like Obsession, though. I just don't like the albums before it. Although, here's what's funny. Since I've been listening to serious Ozzy's Boneyard in the gym, UFO is so welcome to my ears if it's in place of a Metallica song or a goddamn Guns N' Roses song. Because that's all they play on that channel. It's like every other song's it's Ozzy, Guns N' Roses, or Metallica. And then they play like Dr. Doctor. I'm like, oh, thank God we're going to listen to this 7-minute disaster. So I don't have to listen to the other ones. But anyways, so that was, I saw, Corrosion of Conformity opened for Maiden on the Seventh Son tour. I think they were punk then, because Seventh Son was 87, 88. So that would have been, they would have been still in their punk phase. Lights Out in London's a decent album. I like Lights Out album. Rock Bottom, I'd rather listen to I Can't Wait a Day. I don't. Rock Bottom. Anytime I could have Gene saying Rock Bottom. Oh, it would have been. I'd love to have seen the meeting for that song. Paul's like, yeah, I got this song. I'm going to sing in my annoying voice. And then Gene, in the chorus, you just come in and go, Rock Bottom. It's like, all right, I'm sold. As a kid, I'm like, that's the one I like.
That's it.
Give me the one where the monster just yells out Rock Bottom. Rock Bottom. But the song's only 2 minutes long. We'll put a 5-minute 12-string acoustic intro before it. And we'll have one play triplets while the other one goes ba 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 boom ba ba. All right. Anyways, all right. So, what would be the next genre of music that everyone would agree that they've listened to, or does it have to be the same genre? Is it too? Am I narrowing it too narrow? Should it be a wider?
No, it should do it by genre.
All right. What's the genre? How about 80s MTV style? What do you call that? Pop?
Yeah,
80s era? So something that has to lean or bleed into the pop.
early MTV generation.
Early electronic, maybe?
Oh, God.
Early electronic. Oh, geez, 80s. Well, it's. I mean, does Human League count as?
Of course. Well, yeah, I think that Human League, they have like 2 synthesizers playing and nobody on oboe. So I'm just saying, I'm not putting I'm saying, work with
They
me.
had a
New
guitar player,
wave.
but
I guess
no one wanted
new
them.
wave.
New wave?
New wave.
Yeah, I mean,
what's
I
that
could-
from like 70? What's that? New wave is like 77 to like 83.
I don't think I'd be able to pick something you hadn't heard though.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
plenty out there.
Not
Oh,
not
God.
that I've no.
It's a tough genre.
How about early metal, as in early 70s?
Early metal. 70s hard rock.
Aye.
That's a big window there.
Big window, but it's kind of tough because, I mean, the obscure bands weren't really that good.
Yeah. What do you mean? Howie just showed you that Trapeze album. You think you know Trapeze?
No, I've heard of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
like,
That's but like Trapeze, yeah. Wasn't there a band Cactus?
Yeah, Budgie.
yeah, that was with Tim Bogert. And,
Budgie,
But-
Moxie. There's a lot of underground bands.
that's
like
right, Budgie. Yeah, that's right. Metallica covered Bread fan.
Moxie's a Canadian one. Tommy Bolin played on some of their stuff.
Okay, I
There's a
stand
band-
corrected.
There was a band that Mick Jones had with a guy named Lou Grammatico.
Black Sheep.
That's it. What a lucky bastard, huh? That Black Sheep, that band was defunct. You know that story?
Nah.
They got their, I guess their equipment truck. They were doing opening gigs for people, and their equipment truck bit the dust. It crashed, and they lost all their equipment. And they went back to the label needing money, and they wouldn't give it to them. And that's when around the time Mick Jones was trying to court them away from the band, anyways. Oingo Boingo, Talking Heads, Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah, but that's all stuff everybody knows.
There's an 80s cover band called Flock of Assholes. You can look them up on YouTube. What a great name for an 80s band.
I've got a YouTube band called Flock of Cats.
Hugh, what happened to your picture?
The
We
flock of
lost
cats just fucking took them away.
Are you there, Hugh, still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuck.
Your camera went off for a sec.
Did you just say he's stuck?
Uh-oh.
What was the hold on? What was that? That's Stormbringer, right? Hold on. Hold on. So what do you guys want to do? You want to do 80s new wave? You want to do 70s hard rock? Let's figure it out. Joe, the thing is you have to what do you listen to? You got to have stuff that that you and your buddies grew up listening to that you don't think anyone knows.
I don't.
Really?
No, I'm generic. I'm a generic little bitch. Hard rock, metal. I never went out. You know.
See, for Hugh it'd be easy because I'm sure there's a lot of Scottish stuff that we didn't get.
So no jazz fusion?
I mean, we can eventually get to everything.
Yeah.
What about
Neoclassical metal.
oh, that's terrible.
What? Ingve Trilogy's his best album. That's a great album.
Yeah, but we've all heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna. What are you gonna? How about You see, Howie with the rock stuff could get away with any of the early Gary Moore stuff. There's so much stuff in the 70s there, but do we want to open it that wide? Hugh? Did anybody in the chat listen to any of these albums? And if so, what did you think?
Yeah.
How about proto metal, as in late 60s?
That's what they call that? Proto metal?
Yeah.
Ooh, 70s soul.
Oh, geez, Spinners. But everyone knows the Spinners.
First albums. Yeah. I mean, the thing is to know the albums, but it has to be an album that you would have that you listened to. Because that's the
like
whole
for me, like the 70s stuff, which I love. I know a lot of the singles. I don't really know a lot of the albums.
Yeah, I'm the same.
in what 70s?
Yeah,
70s
like
soul.
the yacht rock stuff. you know, when you name Players, Baby Come Back, you just mentioned that song.
Mhm.
I don't know any of the songs on the album that came off of.
Right, but you also said How Much I Feel. Do you know that album, Life Beyond LA?
I have it, but
That's a
I
great
I
record.
haven't listened to it in a long time. It is a good
Dancing
record.
Oh, it's great. Apothecary. I love that record.
Mhm.
If Heaven Can Find Me.
Ed Dana says, "Do the British Invasion."
That's a hard one too, because you have to know, like, what 60s albums do you know the whole? I mean, you know, you'd have to know the whole.
Yeah,
It was more singles.
yeah.
then.
I know singles. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I know like a bunch of songs by the Buckinghams, but I couldn't tell you their albums.
yeah. It gets
Ready for
tricky when you go
Camarillo.
back.
It's ready. I think Ready for Camarillo's on 180 though. Is it on? Is it on Life Beyond LA? I thought it was the last song on 180. I could be wrong. It's very possible. All right, let's go away from the rock stuff for a bit and just go to
Yep.
new wave, like the 80s, you know, MTV era.
Yeah.
New wave. It could be anything heavy keyboard or you know, a record I always liked, but I thought it was ignored. I'm not saying this one, but like Kim Wilde's With the Kids in America. Remember that record?
Yeah,
That whole
I remember
record's
the
pretty
singer.
good. That whole record was pretty good. All right, so let's say, what if we were to pick like 80s? Now, would that include every Depeche Mode album? I just want to know
Well,
if he was
there's-
going to pick Violator or not. Did the Smiths fit in that era?
See, I only listen. I
what
only
I did.
listen to the early '80s stuff. I mean that's alternative music. The Smiths and Cocteau Twins.
The Cure. All right, let's take that. Let's say then alternative music from 1980 to 1990.
Yeah, that'd be a good
Alternative.
alternative. Yep.
Everything I've
Alternative.
ever listened to is an alternative.
That's right. All right. So then
Somebody wrote show tunes.
Clang, clang, clang with the trolley.
Yes, I
Starting
Ring, ring
here.
with the bell.
Oh, I
Somebody
love
else said, "Do you
Firefall,
remember
Johnny.
Firefall? Firefall's fantastic. Yeah.
Love them. Missing Persons. That was a good record. Spring Session M. All right. So we're looking at alternative music from 1980 to 1990. That would be like here in Boston, like FNX. What was the radio? K-Rock. Hugh, what would you have for us? Anything yet?
Sorry, Dave. I lost the plot for a minute there. What was it you're saying?
So basically, it would be like alternative music from 1980 to 1990.
Could I think? What am I going to go for?
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to think.
Jeez.
Really,
Pro-
Snowball,
pro-
Missing Person.
Oh.
I think Jethro Tull won the Heavy Metal Award in the 80s.
I think I'll go for. I forgot the name of the album now. Sorry, it's 5 a.m. here. Dave, help me out. This Corrosion band.
Sisters of Mercy.
That's the one.
What was the name of that album? Flood?
I'm just checking it up.
I think it's called Flood.
Was it Flood? Okay.
I remember the one song. That's a good. I mean, that's a great record. That is like what is considered the like industrial album, like first one.
I only know one album. You could all listen to it. The Outfield, Play Deep. It's the only one I can come up with.
Yeah, Flood.
All right, so Sisters of Mercy, Flood. I dig that album. I thought the guy had a David Bowie type voice. Joe says Play Deep, which I have to be honest, as funny as it sounds, I know the 2 hits. I don't know the album.
I love every song on that album. The Outfield, Play Deep.
All right. I know the 2 hits, Your Love and
Josie's on a vacation.
That's Your Love.
Okay. Well,
isn't it? And Say It Isn't So.
Say It Isn't So. But I like every song on that album.
All right. Krelba, how about you? You thinking?
Ooh, you know,
How are you coming up with one?
I've got one. Is it my turn?
You can go if you have it.
Well, you want the band name or the album name?
Either.
Mr. Mister's Welcome to the Real World.
Here we go.
Yeah, I
Dave, you all
definitely
right?
know that one.
I love Mr. Mister.
Oh, okay. Because you let out a lot of oxygen. I didn't know if that was a good or a bad.
Yeah, you know
sign.
why? Because I love the album Go On better. But Welcome to the Real World is that the one with the hits, Broken Wings and Kyrie Eleison?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great record. I haven't heard it in 100 years, so I'm looking forward to go back to it.
Is someone writing these all down?
Well, is there anyone that doesn't know that record though? It's
Okay.
like, you
Well,
must know
I
that.
can't go that deep with that kind of music because that just wasn't me.
Yeah, that I'm having the same problem. I'm having the same
Really?
problem because I'm realizing that most of the new wave I listen to were singles, and there may have been a few albums, but everyone knows the album.
I gave you my
Well, it doesn't
one
just
album.
have to be new wave. It could be anything alternative.
Anything
Talk
alternative.
is alternative. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. 1986. Talk.
Your
Color of
criteria
Spring.
for these lists is weird because it's got to be something that nobody's heard, but we've all heard so much stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
That's where it gets
Color
hard.
of Spring.
But like Talk, The Color of Spring. Do you know the album? I don't know it.
No.
Krelba picks it.
Yep, that was one of my favorite albums in 1986 when we did the show.
I was
So
going
write
to say the
Which one?
Johnson, Mind Bomb.
I love
The-
you,
the-
Caldwell.
And you know what like I could pick a couple other ones instead, but
I love
I
you,
think
Caldwell.
that the
for
ones that I
picking
would
that
pick
album.
lean a little bit too much towards rock.
Yeah, as long as it's out there. You know, like as long as it's So wait, let's just recap. Hugh Caldwell saying the Mind Bomb. Is that what you're saying, Hugh?
Yeah.
Joe is saying Spanky
Outfield?
and Our Gang. Oh no, what's the name of the band?
Play Deep.
Oh, the outfield.
Play Deep, the Outfield. Do you guys remember the band Spanky and Our Gang?
Yeah.
Yep.
60s.
Someday we'll
yeah.
never be the same.
Yeah. And so far, Krelbar has selected Talk, The Color of Spring.
What about
It's My Life on The Color of Spring?
What about Honeymoon
No, that's
Suite?
that's
Are they-
on the album
Excellent.
before. It's on It's My Life is the album.
Which
it's on.
one?
Is Honeymoon Suite 2 rock for this?
I love The Big Prize.
That's the one I was going to pick.
Is that the one with If I Could Fly Higher? That album? I love it. I don't know that
I
any of
remember-
these guys would know it.
Bad
Love Changes
Attitude, Gone and
Everything.
Feel It Again.
I remember. Love
Yeah,
Changes
that-
Everything.
That's a great record.
New Girl Now and
All right, so
No,
you guys
New Girl
know it,
Now is
so there
earlier.
goes that. But are they alternative? Not really.
Not
Yeah,
really
They-
alternative.
They're almost like Loverboy.
They're heavy keyboard, so I don't know what, Did they have to have, what's the criteria? Like have to have a weird haircut like this? guy? Like,
no.
what is
No, but just think of something that might not have. I mean, there's a lot from Canada that could slide in. I would Honeymoon Suite to me is almost there. I would go with it, but if those guys, I don't know that you know that album though, Krell, because you're saying New Girl Now. That was earlier. This was
Well,
like,
that was the first one. What was the one with Love Changes Everything on it?
I think that's a Cyndi Lauper song. Oh, that's Money Changes Everything.
Yeah.
I think it was the third record.
Okay.
Barry Bowman saying Split Ends. Someone's Hannah
That
Bum
crossed
saying
my
The
mind. That
Pogues.
was 1980. It's like, yeah, I was actually going to mention that one because but I thought everyone would know that.
Which one?
The Split Ends.
Yeah, Love Changes Everything is on the third album called Racing After Midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like the album Howie picked. You know what? You should stick with that one, Howie, because
What if you guys don't? You said you know it.
I know the two of the hits.
Or
three of the hits.
I've got one that you might not know, but I don't know if it's considered alternative. But it's very heavy, like very heavy keyboard. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care what
What
you
is it?
fuckers think.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give this to you. This is my choice. I'm locking it.
Go ahead.
It's called Phenomena, not phenomenon with an N, but Phenomena.
Did they have a glow in the dark album cover?
Yes, that's
Done.
it.
Dave, thank you. This was our first show. I was telling Dave, hey, you got to listen to this. They had glow in the dark album cover. Dave comes back in an email a day later. He goes, I have these albums, and he sends me copies of the MP3s.
But I never listened to it. I don't know why I had it. You know what? I bet you Howie recommended it at one point.
That's one of my favorite fucking albums.
I've never listened
of all
to it.
time.
Okay, so you know it. So there, it goes out the window now.
I haven't.
No,
heard
only
it.
he knows it.
Phenomena.
No, only one person knows it. The likelihood that no one's going to know it is impossible. I know
Howie. When I brought it up, no one knew what the fuck I was talking about.
Howie. Let me just say this: Hugh's album pick for the I know like the back of my hand.
Yeah, I never noticed this before.
I know the Mind Bomb, like most of you guys
No,
know
please.
Zeppelin 4.
Leave Howie's pick. I'll have at least one good thing to listen to.
But that pick is not alternative. It's just keyboard heavy rock.
Okay, so pick one. Pick another. Since he knows that so well.
No one else knows it.
I'm going to put these
All right.
in the chat. So, Krellbar.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Talk, but
Just
another
Talk,
one
Talk.
came up. Lone Rhino with Adrian Belew. Big electric cat.
Oh, Adrian Belew.
Big electric cat.
Color of Spring.
Hey,
Krellbar.
Daddy.
O is
I'll be right
The
back. I'm getting
outfield.
cooked.
A deep. Q of the Mind Bomb. I don't even know what I would pick.
Like
I thought
when I Google 80s alternative rock, all the bands that I see, I've heard of all of them. I don't like any of them, so I never listen to them.
Really? What? Like, let's see.
Cocteau Twins, the
I love 'em.
Replacements, the Pixies, Sonic Youth, Husker Du,
See, that was the alternative I didn't really get into.
The
Yeah,
Cure, like just all this stuff. It was just like the kids who in my high school that listened to this, I wanted to punch them in the head.
It's very, very possible. All right, so who says Mind Bomb? Play deep. What could I pick?
I'm just looking through lists to see if there's one in here that I liked and had the record, but not a single one. I was
First one is Dave's favorite band, Cocteau Twins. Absolutely, I love them. Huge Cocteau Twins.
Not to be confused with the two Cock Twins
In fact, that will be my
on
response.
Pornhub.
Cocteau Twins Treasure.
Mm.
Let's see. Now, the Cocteau Twins are a band from Glasgow, Scotland. I wonder if anyone in this chat would know that album.
Who picked this category? This category sucks.
No, but you could just go to anything that was on MTV at that time.
I'm reading all of these bands. Like I didn't Google MTV. I Googled, you said 80s alternative. So that's what I'm looking at.
Including the new wave stuff, all the
It's making my
MTV stuff.
skin- It's like I'm cringing reading some of these band names. I hated this stuff.
Me too.
Go ahead, tell me.
Me too.
I don't think you did.
Dramarama, the Church Bauhaus, New Order. God, I wanted to kill these kids with their eyeliner and they're so I'm so depressed.
Wait, you didn't like the church?
You. No.
Under the Milky Way was a great tune. Come on.
No, I don't know it, and I can tell you it wasn't.
Crowded House.
That one hit was okay.
Well, Something So Strong was another hit.
Something so strong.
Didn't they do Don't Dream It's Over?
Yeah.
That's all they ever did then to me.
That's the big one.
That's it.
That's
And I only know that because it was in the movie The
The
Stand.
Stand.
Thank you.
Weather With You is my favourite Crowded House song.
Lords of the New
I don't
Church.
know any of these albums at all.
Was Lords of the New Church the one that did Open Your Eyes, See the Lights Right in Front of You?
Big Country. Oh god.
Culture. Oh, I love Big Country.
geez.
Culture Club.
Is that, you know what was a good band? I like the Midnight Oil.
Excellent.
I like
Out
Midnight
where
Oil.
the river flows.
Excellent
Oh.
band.
God, I hated Midnight Oil. So horrible.
Sung by Kate Hepburn.
On that album, there was a Dream World was a great song. The Dead Heart was a great song. I liked Whoa. Whoa. I like them.
Hanoi Bomb's bringing up the Dead Boys. Steve Baders.
Doug and the Slugs.
What's the something Carol band? All my friends, everyone is dead. What was the name of that song?
That was Jim. Jim all
Carroll.
the people who died.
Yeah, these are people who I love that tune. Jim Carroll.
That's a
band.
great song, man. That's a great song.
Oh, it's excellent.
Yeah. They used that at the end of the 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, great fucking outro for that movie.
The
A great intro with Johnny Cash too.
Yeah.
When the man comes around.
You don't
Yeah,
like the psychedelic furs, Howie?
No.
Tsunami on the dance floor and they're making a new way. Oh, great stuff. What about the band The Payolas with Bob Rock on guitar?
Yeah.
You
got the eyes of a, and Tackleberry singing. Well, I always thought their lead singer looked like Tackleberry from Police Academy.
Let's see. What about you got bands like Blondie, The Pretenders? The Pretenders' first album, guys, is an album that I think totally gets overlooked. That's great.
Amazing.
Well,
Great record.
I'm looking at these, and a lot of these songs I sort of remember, but I can't pick an album in this category. I just don't know any. A couple songs in here, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that and liked it. Like there's a couple of guilty pleasure songs. I'm almost
Go ahead. Tell me one.
Embarrassed that I like, but I always. Oh God, you guys are gonna. I always like that stupid song "Luca" by Suzanne Vega.
My name
That's
is
not a bad
Luca.
song.
I live on the second floor.
I like that record. Opens with Tom's Diner. I like that.
I'm
record.
getting the dirty look right now. See,
It's a good album.
Ever.
it wasn't a crappy song.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
Yeah,
Any song about a child getting beat.
Okay.
yeah. Any
Okay.
song about a child getting beat is a good thing.
I live upstairs from you. Her career died just as bad as it just did not last.
She had one other hit, I think, that I know.
Tom's Diner, because
Yeah.
that rap band DNA or something put the drum beat to it.
Right.
Do,
Because
do, do,
it was
do,
actually
do,
just an
do.
acapella thing.
Yeah,
Jerry Gorham says Falco.
Rock Me Amadeus.
And the original guy that did Der Kommissar too.
Yeah,
Marlena
Lisa
on the Wall was
Loeb.
a hit here.
Yeah, these bands. Sorry, I mean, if this is the category,
You didn't know Blonde? You don't know anything by Blondie, Howie?
just the hits on the radio. Never bought the records. Thompson Twins, The Jam, The Replacements, Sisters of Mercy, all these bands that I was just like,
Eurythmics.
I didn't like.
Wait, what did
any
she
of
say? I heard Heather say something. What did she
Human
say?
League- What did you say?
Thompson twins are great.
The who?
Agreed.
Oh, she's agreeing about Cockatoo Twins.
No, Thompson twins, she said.
All right.
I don't,
Lies, 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 yeah. They're gonna get you.
Well, you guys go ahead and pick your records. I might need a little extra time here.
He picked for
Thomas. Wait, weren't you a Thomas Dolby fan at all?
Are you talking to me?
Science.
She
Dave.
blinded me with science.
Do I look like I was a Thomas Dolby fan?
Oh man, you would love the record "Aliens Ate My Buick." It's a great album.
Not if you own a Buick.
Or if you're an alien.
Yeah, this is just.
I'm
I
with
love
you,
the
Howie.
song.
This music tortured me.
It did.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, stuff like
Here's-
Cocteau Twins and Smiths and stuff I never got into.
yeah, like I can go back to what Dave said a minute ago. Like, even just the singles, like the songs that are in like the Breakfast Club and all that. Back when all that stuff came out, I absolutely hated it. Now I actually kind of like it, but I don't think it's that I like the music. I think it just brings up a
Nostalgia.
it conjures a certain time in my life. But
Memories.
No, Howie
Brian
doesn't like
Janot
the
says
Smiths.
Brian Janot says Nina Hagen.
My lucky number's one.
No, that's Lean Lovitch.
no, I do not like the Smiths. Somebody asked. I don't
What was
like
Nina Hagen's song? I know the album she had was Non-Sex
Nina-
Monk Music.
Yeah, that's she did a cover
Oh,
of My Way.
Happy
She did-
Birthday, Happy Birthday.
Is that the one?
Wasn't that her?
If you go back to
No.
that time period, probably
No.
you could, like most of
No?
you guys will agree. Like if I wasn't buying a metal record, I was buying a classic rock record. I was just listening to Skinner or stuff from the '70s. Not this stuff was just the antithesis of everything that I liked.
Ultravox, Vienna. What a great record. You guys are missing. See, this is Howie. You are the people that need this the most. These
Oh, God,
suggestions to go back and listen to an album and go, hey, the Knack's first album was great.
In 79.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come in for the 80s,
There
I
you
guess.
go.
Piece of history, Dave. See the Ultravox Vienna song. It was kept off #1 here by Joe Dolce.
Oh, God. Shut up in your face.
Yeah.
Well, let me what's funny about that, Hugh, is Shut Up in Your Face was a big hit here in the States, but nobody knew Vienna.
Right.
Nobody knew who Ultravox was. Reap the Wild Wind, you had to go seek that shit out, and you weren't finding that around. And what was their other great song, like Dancing?
With tears in my eyes.
Oh, it's a great song. You know, when I heard the song yesterday, I was like, this is a great song. It was a Pet Shop Boys song. I walked into this bar, and these two guys were holding hands. And I look up the other side of the bar, and these two guys are kissing. So I turned to the guy I'm slow dancing with, and I'm like, is this place a gay bar?
Hey-o.
The joke never fails me.
Hmm.
No, what was there's Ice House.
Oh,
They're,
we can get together.
No, Ice House big hit was
Yeah, Electric Blue.
Blue. Yeah. I can see every time you see it to me that it's and then
Off their
Eddie
first
Grant.
album. Off
we're
their
gonna
first
walk down to Electric Avenue.
off the first album there
Oh,
was
I love
We Can
that
Get
song.
Together. That's a great song, Ice House.
You hate
their
that
first
song? I
album.
like it.
What? Which
The-
one? Electric Avenue?
Yeah,
It's great.
I know.
Oh, in the
Oh, that
streets are
song's-
of violence.
That brings me back to the
I love
movie
that
Valley Girl. Any song in the movie Valley Girl is good. You gotta be crazy. Yeah, right, Sandman. Crazy was a good
Johnny,
song. by
are
Ice
you
House.
queer?
Yeah,
I
what was her name?
liked a lot of Joe
Josie
Jackson
Cotton.
stuff, but he was more '70s really than '80s.
No,
I
Joe
love Joe
Jackson. Only
Jackson, yeah.
70s was Look Sharp. I'm the Man was 1980.
Yeah, I'm the Man could definitely qualify.
And the big album with Breaking Us in Two and is
Night
82.
and Day.
Night and Day,
Night and Day.
82.
Dave, I thought you might have said David Sylvian album.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Because that falls into
Gone to
alternative.
Gone to Earth. Yeah, I don't know if Cocteau Twins is something that I think you guys are going to relate to. Although I do think that Heaven or Las Vegas would be a better pick, but that's... Oh, the Plimsolls are a great band. I seen them live in 95.
AZDH just made an announcement. This is the first I heard. Don Wilson from the Ventures died.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard that Don Wilson was in the Ventures. I have no idea who he is.
Oh, come on. The Ventures kicked that. Oh, I love the Ventures.
The band was good, but you said a guy's name like I would know. Oh, is he the singer? No, he played Triangle. Who the fuck knows? I've never heard his name.
Ed Grimley.
Stepping out. Yeah, Tears for Fears, Howie, you didn't like?
No, God, no.
You didn't like
Tears for
Depeche
Fears,
Mode,
I didn't like when it came. I didn't like it when it came out, and I grew to appreciate them later in life.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
if I hear a
Tears for
song now,
Fears.
it's okay, but back then, no.
Tears for Fears, the Sowing the Seeds of Love album is a fantastic record.
I actually think I may have had that. Yeah, I had that on CD.
It's a great
Right.
one. Women in Chains.
John Taylor said Devo, but I think everyone pretty much knows Devo.
Well, Dave's the biggest Devo fan. in the
And
world,
and their best stuff
I
came
love
out
Devo.
in the 70s.
Yeah, the first
Well-
two records.
Well, yeah, Freedom of Choice is awesome, too. That was 1980.
Ed Dana says, I'm on a Mexican radio. That was Wall of Voodoo, Stan Ridgway.
Yeah. Oh, I remember he did a song with Stuart Copeland, Don't Box Me In. I used
Yeah.
to like.
That was for a soundtrack to a film, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
for
It was like-
Rumblefish, I think.
yeah, exactly.
Don't box me
Um,
in.
Anyone ever Tony OK? No.
No.
Mosrite. Didn't Mosrite also make the double neck guitar that Sugarfoot played, Sugarfoot Bonner in the Ohio Players? The Dead Milkman. And that was like punk, and that was not my thing.
Hmm.
I'm really surprised that Howie's at a loss in that era.
Yeah, I really am. I mean, songs,
so you didn't have
sure, but not albums.
Ramones, punk rock girl. Wall of Voodoo. I saw Stan Ridgway live at the Living Room in like 1985.
In your
Are you
living
talking
room?
about the one in Providence?
The one in Providence, yeah. Oh, Elvis Costello, Howie, no?
No, never liked them. Nothing.
Not even Veronica?
You know what's a great story about Elvis Costello? On the album cover for this year's model, he's supposed to look like a pissed off photographer. And so he made them play Hotel California while they were doing the photo shoot because he hates that song with such a passion. The all-girl band Fanny. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
I've heard of
70s.
them.
The
Yeah,
Filipino
oh, yeah,
girls,
that's
right?
early 70s.
Millington Sisters.
Sound Effects by the Jam. I think the Jam's a great band. I also like Style Council, and I like Weller Solo. In fact, I think there's a great compilation record from the Jam. It's that Outtakes album. I don't know what the hell it's called. You know the one I'm talking about, Hugh?
Yeah, indeed, I do. I just can't remember the name of it.
It's a really great record, and I love the version of Boy About Town on that album.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they also do Solid Bond in Your Heart. It's good. Squeeze.
Yeah, but that's one where I don't know the albums. I just know the singles.
Yeah, same with me.
What about what came out of Canada around then?
I think,
Poutine.
And
I
then
think right now
Wilson.
Snowball has it right down there.
Yeah. Jeez, oh, what the hell? Is this a guitar show or what? You know, it's like
What happened? I missed it.
Snowball says Howie's like, I can't believe I'm hanging out with these guys.
Oh, I didn't see that. Wasn't Susie Quattro's sister Triumph? I know Howie loves Triumph. He likes rock and roll.
That's a
Machine.
rock. That's a hard rock band.
I know. And Rock and Roll Machine would be your pick of their best album.
It's hard to pick. I like.
I
Some
know
of the
you
later
love that
stuff
record.
too.
Well, what was the one? Just the Game that
Game,
had
right?
American Girls.
That was
I
it.
mean, I love the commercial stuff too, like Thunder 7. I think was great.
Under
Sportic-
7.
I love Sporticans.
It was fucking awesome.
Oh, Allied
Getting the
Forces
end.
is their tour de force, though.
Yeah, that was the first one I had. I think.
Yeah,
Fight the Good
Allied
Fight.
Forces is the shit. And Never Surrender was good.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this: no new taxes. Right? They keep playing. They keep playing George Bush at the beginning.
Barry Bowman.
Look, I mean, I was
mentions
into
Nick
metal
Lowe.
too, but
Nick Lowe.
at one point, I was like, music becomes. You can peel away a lot of stuff and realize, for me, anyways, that it's all the same shit. It's just whether you like a song's got to be good. And I liked a lot of harmony stuff. When I got off metal was like when I was a senior in high school, and that was because of Steely Dan. That's what pulled me away at first. And then I went back into the alternative stuff, going back into other styles.
I gave up on metal around 91, 92. I like that.
I was getting back
everything
into
I
it.
liked before. But
91 is
wasn't
when I
listening
got
to
back
anyone
into
new.
metal. Yeah, 91, that's when I was like, oh, there's Soundgarden's here. Alice in Chains is at the party.
Yeah, well, I love the Soundgarden. Yeah, Bad Motorfinger and stuff. I mean, like that's after that, all the metal bands that came out after that. I mean, there's some exceptions. I mean, like Spies was 91. That strength in numbers, but some of that's metal, some of it's you can't really classify them.
I know, but what I'm saying is that what brought me back in, because for a while up to 91, you were getting into a lot of hair bands playing like
It's
although
like
who's the
third
band that did
generation
Monkey
hair bands.
Business?
That's Skid Row.
I think Skid Row kind of got a bad rap because they came in at a bad time, but they were definitely the best game in town as far as in that, because it was like Warrant, Poison, and then all of a sudden Skid Row's playing and it was heavy again.
Yeah, Skid Row's first album was the better of the. I mean, I can't stand Poison, I can't stand Warrant, but I mean,
Yeah,
I like the Skid Row.
By the way, folks, just to remind everyone, next week the members of Poison and Warrant will be here.
Hey, Crowbar thinks you suck.
God. Slave to the Grind. Yeah, I like Slave to the Grind.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it was good. Did you like those records, Howie?
Yeah, they're okay. Not
Yeah.
my favorite stuff, but a lot
I'm
of
not
really good
talking
stuff
about
and
from
good play.
a point. I couldn't even tell you any of the songs on the records. I just remember my buddy had them and listened to them a lot. And at that point, I was like, all right, well, that's kind of like a saving grace of like metal's coming back a little bit, because for a while from like when you graduated high school, maybe to a year or two later, it was getting, I keep forgetting because you like Way Cool Jr. I do not. Howie talks about guilty pleasures and then likes Way Cool Jr. without
like
saying
Way
he's
Cool
guilty
Jr.
about that. Oh, come
I
on,
like it.
guys.
By Rat?
Oh, yeah.
It's a well-written song, well played and well written. Not my favorite song by them, but it's well written.
No, lay it
What
down.
is your
the Killer
favorite song?
Tune, You're in Love.
Well, what's wrong with Way Cool Jr.? You make like it's the worst thing you could ever listen to.
Oh, I just think it's silly. Not for my taste. Not for me. But again, that's why they created horse racing, right?
Junior.
If we all like the same thing, there'd be no odds. Howie's ripping down the list of bands he hates, and I'm like, got that.
Yeah,
Every
well, I
album
mean,
they
I'm
did,
looking
got
like
every album.
it's interesting though because everybody in the chat, when they're chiming in with their choices, they chime in with and there's exceptions to this rule, but for the 80s new wave stuff, they're chiming in with songs. But when they chime in with the metal stuff, they're chiming in with albums. Somebody just mentioned like Lion's Power Love there. Like, it's weird.
Album?
Like certain music lends itself more to knowing the singles, and certain things we seem to buy the albums more.
I agree.
Oh, I don't. What's that, Hugh?
I agree with Howie on that. A lot of stuff, the other stuff is kind of singles a lot. It's hard to come up with a full
Well,
album
you
of
have to
stuff,
also
know.
understand the new wave stuff was radio.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're going to hear those singles whether you wanted to or not. Whereas a lot of like the Lion Power Love, is that White Lion or is that a band called Lion?
No, just
The
Lion.
band called Lion. It was Doug Aldridge.
Okay, see, I would have no idea what that is. So the only way I would ever know that album is if I owned the album. Because they're not playing any songs by Lion on the radio, but you couldn't,
Never did.
right, but you couldn't, walk across the street without humming Walk Like an Egyptian. Why am I bringing up the Bangles?
Right, but I couldn't name the album that's on or any other song.
Right,
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
but I couldn't name the album. What I'm saying is that, but I couldn't name that Lion album because I had never heard them. That's the point I'm saying, is because you like the genre, you know the albums, but there's no way you're going to call off singles off that album that people would know because nobody would know them. They weren't on the radio. Whereas the other songs, a lot of the ones that you liked from the 80s, all those were radio. You couldn't get away from them. Some of them you like, some you don't, but you can't get away from, When I was a kid, you remember Lisa and Cult Jam, Head to Toe?
Oh God, all cried out.
Yeah,
Head to Toe.
hated that shit.
I hate Head to Toe with the passion. I couldn't get away from the song. It's like, you hear it coming out of somebody's car, so you run into the store to get away from it. You get in the store and it's on you're like, what the hell? I can't get away from this fucking song. Turns out years later, I see her in a video. Had I known she was sporting that rack, I would have been like, all right, maybe I'll give it another listen. Thank you, folks. I'm here all week. Try the veal. Tip you. What's that other song she had? Not Head to Toe, but
all cried out.
is that the one? Apology Not Accepted?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
My first
And
girlfriend.
then she had
that
like
was her favorite.
she had
song.
like a dance one too, like a dancey disco one. Anybody on the Lisa Cult Jam stuff?
Anybody.
Bueller. Lost in Emotion. Yeah, that's another one, but that's not the one I was thinking of. Unbelievable. No, not Head to Toe. Something about it had the word love in the title. Yeah. I don't know. I heard it the other day when I was on my way to Walmart. I was like, this is just
No, I wasn't head to toe.
I keep asking myself
That's the
every
mouth.
day why I have Sirius Satellite. Every song.
I caught that.
Do you guys have Sirius?
Yes.
I don't.
How many?
I had for 3 months when I first got my car, and then I went.
Sirius Satellite. Now they're talking over the songs.
Get more like real radio.
They have been
Yeah,
for
it's
a
just
long
like-
time.
It's just like, what the hell are we doing here, folks? No, it's not Lost in Emotion still, Ruffalo.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, hold on. My brother's messaging me on Facebook, and he's going to tell me it. Thank you. My brother just said it. I wonder if I take you home. That's the song.
I might know it if I heard it, unfortunately.
I was going to say the reason I actually know any of her songs is because of that asshole. Here he is writing now. I wonder if I take you home. Oh, I love the Jets. Remember the band The Jets?
No.
Oh, come on. I can't. I love you know. I found out I've got a crush on you. That girl was 14 years old singing that song.
I don't remember.
I watched the whole story about the band The Jets. I could. They were babies. I couldn't believe how young they were. FM radio is all you need, Johnny.
My cat's scratching to come in here.
Cross My Broken Heart's another great tune by the Jets. I used to like,
Right.
I Can Rock It To You. Oh, no, da, 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 da.
I
there
remember
was
kind
a-
of liking changing that because I have no idea what you're talking about, Dave. You're literally speaking Chinese right now. To me.
Ahoy,
You get
ahoy.
Heather,
for
you
that-
get
for
Heather
that
in the
kind of
room.
music,
She'll know the Jets.
she's a singles person too, not.
I know, but she'll know every song by the Jets. Make It Real.
Tika.
I like the.
Was
I'm
that
looking at
Tin
the list
Soldiers?
of these bands. I do like the first Men at Work album. from
Oh,
what I
it's
remember.
fantastic. Business as usual.
Yeah.
What was the second
great
one?
album.
With It's a Mistake.
The second
Overkill.
one's called Cargo.
Cargo.
The
yeah.
Cargo. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great album, Howie. In fact, one of my favorite song they did, I think Down by the Sea is the last song on the album. Hugh, are you a fan of that album?
Aye.
That's let me translate for you, Hugh.
That's yes.
Hugh says
in
yes.
American.
Is Overkill on the first album? Yeah, Overkill.
Yeah.
Who Can It Be Now? Down Under. Is Be Good Johnny on that album?
Be good, be good, be good, be
think
good,
so,
be
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Down by the Sea. Is it Overkill? I think Overkill's the second album for some reason. I thought it was Underground. What about Underground? Let's get it da 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 da. RL says, "I'll take Krellbot a block."
Gentlemen, I'm going to have to unfortunately wrap this up. I got a few things.
All righty, Howie. Thanks so
Yeah.
much for spending some time with us tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna put yours in the list. We're gonna put Business as Usual in the list. You got to
Okay.
listen to
When
it.
you come up
He chose Phenomena.
well, but that,
Phenomenal.
I don't know if that's alternative.
Do-do-do-do-do. Phenomenal.
Probably listen to it anyway.
When you pick an easier category like yacht rock or 70s fusion or something like that, give me a call.
All righty.
Mhm.
All right, we'll get
Thank
you back.
Sounds good.
Good night.
Cheers,
Howie.
Howie.
Yeah.
All right, later,
pleasure.
Howie.
We'll talk to you.
See you
guys
later,
soon.
Howie.
Thanks. Everybody have a great night.
You too.
Right. All righty. That was Howie Simon, everybody. We're now back to the four piece. We're now back to the Beatles' Let It Be album cover. All right. So just to rehash, those are the albums we should listen to this week. So the Talk one will be something that's completely foreign to me. And
You might recognize a couple songs.
and
I
Play
know you'll
Deep.
recognize.
I'll know 2 songs only, and then the rest will be just regular.
Life's What You Make It was their quote unquote hit off there. I'm almost certain you've heard that.
That I don't know.
And
Oh, I
Living
really
in
had my
Another
phone
World.
on mute. What is it?
Living in Another World is a great song on that too.
Living in another world.
That's a song I told you. It's cool. It goes before the chorus. It goes to this chord change, and it's like, oh wow, that's a cool change. And then when it goes into the chorus, it's another cool chord change. It's like
It's got cool change. Time for
So when are we doing prog rock then?
when?
Yeah.
We could try it the week after. I didn't know you were a big prog rock guy.
Huge.
yeah, there's a
Really?
lot of obscure stuff out there that
Huge.
I didn't know you were that big into prog rock. There's a band, I don't know, you could check out. There's a band called Yes. They have a album called Close to the Edge you might enjoy.
I think I've heard of it.
I know a lot of obscure Italian bands and stuff like that are really good.
Hugh, the question on everybody's mind is, how many miles are you up to?
Oh shit.
When do you start?
you
I know
have
we're
to-
just busting balls, but when do you start at least thinking about doing the cardio?
I don't know. I've just been doing loads of walking lately. That's all.
Oh, you have.
Aye.
All right.
I've not been too well the last few days, so that's why I look so rough this
That's
morning.
because you're walking up to Ruby's Takeaway.
Exactly.
And you're trotting all the way home.
That's it.
You're
I'll
like,
be okay.
You walk to Ruby's and then you run home.
I'm going to film it when I go.
you're gonna what?
I'm going to film my walk.
Foam? Oh, film it.
Film.
Yes.
You're gonna film
Sorry.
the walk.
Is
You're
that
gonna.
fast speech?
Oh no, it's just the accent. You're gonna film the trip. Now, how many guys are doing it?
2.
You and 2 others, or
Me and
just
one.
you and one guy?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna end very much like the like the daughter party.
Oh my god. Oh.
I thought it was like 5 guys, so 2 guys.
Well, as long as it ends up like the Donna party and not Brokeback Mountain.
They're gonna be like that old movie from the 80s, Mother's Day.
Oh, that is great. Frederick Coffin. And
It's more like planes,
Teacher's
trains, and
Ponds.
automobiles.
Where were you when you first saw it, Crowbar?
I saw it on Preview, which was an over-the-air pay TV station.
Thank you.
You had to one up me.
I had to.
All right, so Hugh,
Hmm.
you it's basically planes, trains, and automobiles. You guys, it starts off with a walk. Then you're gonna get train tickets. That's not gonna go well. No, so 2 of you guys are walking 100 miles in 5 days.
Yeah.
The odds
Now,
just went down.
has this guy done it before too?
Dave, I've already done half of it before. And the weather stopped us because it got really, really bad weather and a huge storm came over, so we had to abandon ship.
Let me ask
People
you
do it
this.
all the time. It's not as difficult as you think. You're walking something like 8 hours a day, but you're taking
Yeah.
breaks. It's not
Yeah.
that difficult. It's not that difficult.
What do you walk with? Are you walking with a something to sleep in? Is there like a tent, or is there?
You only wild sleep a few nights. A lot of the time, there's at the end of each day, you'll have a wee hotel somewhere or something like that to go to stay in.
Oh, okay.
So it's not as
Alright.
rough as you think.
I am very surprised by this, Hugh. Now, what about the? Are you doing any athletics to get yourself going for it? Are you going to try to like?
I
Do
don't
you have a
need to-
treadmill at home or at all or anything? Or,
Yeah,
or do you just?
I just need to get walking fit. I don't really need to be really super fit or anything because it's the kind of thing that your general public can do. This walk. It's not that difficult. There's no mountain climbing involved or anything, which I used
Well,
to
I'm
do.
in the gym every day. I'm in the gym 5 days a week, and someone says to
Ah.
me, "Hey, do you want to for 5 days? Do you want to walk 100 miles?" My answer back is, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" Not it's something that
20
anyone
miles a
can
day.
do. Yeah, it's 20 miles a
What?
day.
Aye, well, I've been walking like 10 miles here and there every couple of days, so I'm just building up to it.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So you are building up.
Aye. Good fun.
So you walk like you have it mapped out. So you're walking like hotel to hotel. You're not not sleeping every night you're going to have to rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
You basically
It's like Forrest Gump.
you'll start walking at like 6:30 in the morning, right? And apart from a few breaks, you'll keep walking until something like 6:30 at night.
Wait, so you
But
walk to have sex in the
you take
morning and
breaks.
you walk to have sex at night?
I picked up on that too. You're saying half
saying
six.
Yeah, half six,
Oh,
6:30.
Oh.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're saying have sex. See, I told you it's going to be Brokeback Mountain.
No sex. No.
Oh, my
Good one, RL. So you're walking from 6:30 to 6:30, then what?
And just basically
RL, by the
till-
way, I'll do the material here.
eat and sleep, basically.
All right. All right, and you're walking in the day. This is summertime, so it's definitely an easier time.
Yeah, and every day isn't the same. Some days there's the odd day that's slightly longer. You know, if it's like more hilly.
More hilly. Yeah. Now,
yeah.
Are you walking like where there are roads, or were you
There's no
just out
road.
in the woods?
There's small parts of road walking, but it's mostly over giant fields and
Oh, okay.
Moors.
heather.
And this is going to
Moots.
be in June, yes?
Yeah.
All right.
As I
Interesting.
say, I'll film a lot of it. Take
Yeah,
my
you're going to film a
handy
lot of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about this whole situation.
Yeah, I used to climb mountains, Dave.
Really?
Yeah.
And yet you live on a golf course
Yeah.
and you're not golfing.
I've not played for 4 years almost, as in regularly. I've played the odd round, but no, I don't play as much as I used to.
Now, a lot of people golfing around your house.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very much. There's 4 golf courses within 5-10 miles of here.
Wow. And then you've
That's
golfed
where
them
the
all.
sport was invented. So
Yep.
And they got groundskeeper Willie there doing all
Yep.
That's
No, I think it's great that you're going to do it. Like, it's definitely a better goal than saying, "Hey, I'm going to, do whatever." But
Yeah.
it'd be interesting. I'd like to see it filmed. John Taylor's saying he'd like to kill or eat something. So, what do you guys do for food? You just go to restaurants?
MREs.
Well, it depends. Some days you'll be making your own stuff, but a lot of the time you stop off. There's a lot of designated B&Bs and what do you call them? I forgot the name for travellers shelters.
Nice one, Hanoi.
Called it again?
Tourists. What?
Oof.
I forgot. And you travel light as well. You don't pack too much stuff.
Right.
Ramen
Don't
noodles
pack
aren't
much.
that heavy.
See, if you Google or YouTube even the West Highland Way, that's the trail.
Oh, you mean this is something that everyone does?
Yes.
Oh, Joe didn't clarify that with me.
It starts from just up the road from me, and it goes north. Starts in
Oh yeah, Walking Holiday. Walking Holiday, the West Highland Way.
Yeah, you're following Loch Lomond a lot of the way.
Hiking 100 miles across Scotland.
Mhm.
The West Highland Way. And it looks like they film it in 11 minutes. Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful there. I used to go up to Loch Lomond and take part in canoeing competitions.
Johnny thinks I was asking you about golf, like I don't know they created golf there, and that you don't live on a golf, like the golf course is right next to your house.
Aye. Modern jazz.
I know, Johnny. I know.
Modern jazz in the chat there. I couldn't remember the name of it, but I was talking about hostels.
Oh yeah.
There's
There's a great movie that Joe likes called Hostel.
Yeah. The 1 and 2 are good.
Fantastic.
With Rick Hoffman. You're a big Rick Hoffman fan, aren't you? Joe?
Who?
Rick Hoffman. He's always in those movies.
I wouldn't know him by name if you showed me the picture.
Rick Hoffman.
The first Hostel was fantastic. I loved that film.
Oh yeah, he was the guy. Yeah, he was the guy. Is like, oh, is this your first time? Yeah, it's like, hey, I think I'm just gonna shoot him. Just put a bullet. Oh, should I wait? Should I?
I'm more familiar with Fake Hostel. Look
What's
it up.
Fake Hostel?
Look it up.
Oh, I know what it is.
Well, what is Fake Hostel?
Well, sometimes I get stuck, Krellbar.
Oh, okay.
There's usually a bunk bed, and sometimes one or two of them, like in a stove, get stuck.
You can see Fake Hostel around the same search as Fake Taxi.
Well, you take the fake taxi to the fake hostel, and then
They never make it though, do they?
No, they made it. They got.
I love Fake Taxi.
They made it, then they get chopped up. But in this case, they don't.
Now Loch
Ness.
Ness. How close are you to Loch Ness?
Well, that's Loch Ness is actually at the end of the West Island Way.
So you're going to be there?
Yeah, Inverness, yeah.
If you see Nessie, tell her she owes me $250. Or was it $350 or $250?
Crickets.
No,
I think it's from South Park.
Oh.
Yeah.
The trail starts in a place called
I think it's $3.
Drimmen, and
Must have been somewhere around $350.
yeah, as I say, Inverness is way up north from here.
Now, do you know anyone who swears that the Loch Ness Monster exists, or they all know it's bullshit?
B, the latter, bullshit.
Oh, okay. You guys all know
Yeah.
it's nonsense. Oh, okay.
I'm sure they play it up for the tourists, though.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, it's like the Blarney Stone and Kiss the Blarney Stone in Ireland. All the locals piss on that rock.
It's like Bigfoot.
Then they look at
my
the
name's
Americans
Daryl.
kissing it.
You guys ever see the commercial
Messing with Bigfoot, yeah.
where she says something? She says something to Bigfoot. He goes, "My name's Daryl." That's one of my favorite bits.
Bigfoot.
That brings to mind when Steve Austin, a man barely alive, the $6 million man, fought Bigfoot, played by Richard Kiel.
Oh, I love Richard Kiel.
No,
I believe
the first time it was played by Andre.
The first time was Andre?
First time was Andre the Giant. Then it was Richard Kiel.
Yeah.
on what on the $6 Million Man.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's any TV announcements tonight.
Oh, no.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
Found out the Blarney Stone is a petrified Pollock's ass. There were definitely
That came
2
in late.
Sasquatches, says RL. You know, I've been watching so much Maude. It's very weird to hear Florida keep referring to her husband as Henry.
Henry James.
That was Maud.
Maud. Watch Stam Fine on YouTube. What is Stam Fine? RL.
Oh, Stam. Larry Fine's great grandkid. It's Police Squad. It's a channel. Stam Fine.
Oh,
From
really?
Naked Gun to Police Squad. View to a Kill needs more cowbell.
Oh, all right. Excellent. Walking. All right, so we have the albums for next week.
Yeah, and I got them written down. The Mind Bomb, Color of Spring, The Outfield, and Phenomena.
Oh, no, wait. I don't have mine in there. What was mine?
I thought yours was the wasn't it?
No, that was
No,
me.
that's him.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
Wait, I thought Howie said no to Phenomena.
no, he
said
did.
no to Phenomena.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said he was sitting out. What was the one I said, though? I said Treasure
I'm
from
still
Cocteau
listening
Twins,
to
but
it.
I thought I changed it.
You did.
Did I change it to David Sylvian, or should I?
Who?
Change it to Lisa and
Nah,
Colt
you
Jam.
guin's won't dig. You won't dig the David Sylvian stuff unless you listen. Would you guys listen to music when you go to bed or no?
Yes.
I don't. I watch
listen to,
TV.
like, yeah. Doom metal. About 8 hours.
I fall asleep to Hell's Kitchen, and it's like the whole entire night I'm dreaming about freaking Gordon Ramsay yelling at me, and I'm trying to tell him I'm not a chef. You know, it's like, but he's not having it.
I'm going to select the Smiths' Meat is Murder.
Okay,
Bless you.
I can give that a listen. I'm not a big fan of Morrissey's voice, but
I've never heard it.
Give it a
so
listen.
It's new to me.
The
I'm
Smiths'
sure I've
Meat
heard
is
it. A lot
Murder.
of my friends listen to Smiths and The Cure, and
Oh, well, How Soon Is Now is on it, so it's a great song. You guys will dig it.
oh yeah, I know How Soon Is Now. That's
Yeah.
Is somebody
and,
going to email that?
everyone in the chat knows How Soon Is Now. That's
I don't know it.
yeah. If you heard it,
That's
You
right,
know,
John
probably
Taylor.
not.
I guarantee you know it, Joe. It's hard. You ever see that show Charmed?
No.
With
Never seen
the
a
thing,
single- not a single episode watched.
Yeah, my girlfriend used to watch it, but it's like, but yeah, that used to be a theme song at the beginning.
I don't know the theme song.
What song
I'm
does
gonna
Joe say? I'm
post
sorry,
it.
I was reading something. What song does Joe say he doesn't know?
How Soon Is Now? I guarantee you, he knows it.
100% he knows it.
There's
100%.
no way. There's no way you avoid that song when it came out. It was all over the radio.
What year did it come out?
1984.
84.
Could be 85. You might be right. It could be 85. The album's 85. I think How Soon Is Now was released on this as a
It's released
single for
February of 85. Yeah.
What's the album?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the song I think was before the album because the song was on, wasn't it on
okay.
the you'd have to look. Joe, did you hear it? I thought you were looking it up.
I didn't look shit up.
Technically, How Soon Is Now wasn't on there. It was added afterwards.
It's added afterwards, right? But I thought it was as a single before the album, and then they put it on the album. Maybe not. What was what's the singles album called? Hatful of Hollow or something?
Heart Full of Hollow, yeah.
Let's see. Go to the song. Yeah, it was on Hatful of Hollow in '84.
Okay, I'm gonna post that link in the chat. This is Joe. This is How Soon Is Now.
3-hour mark. My ass is dead.
All right.
And I got work. So.
I don't
You
want
know
to
that-
hear about
Do your
ass.
thing, Joe.
What?
See that?
We're gonna call it anyways. Let me just call it off.
Let me
We're
listen.
gonna call it a night, guys. Joe's
sorry, Dave.
tired. I'm
When you
exhausted.
finish.
The quickest 3 hours on YouTube.
What's that?
The quickest
Oh.
3 hours on YouTube.
Well, that's not a terrible song.
Dave, see that the wee thing that Howie showed you earlier on about the plug-in to the guitar?
Yeah.
I've got the Fender version,
Oh, okay.
That too.
and
That's-
this you can use as an interface and record as well. Plug
Cool.
straight into your DAW. Really
And
cool.
how much was that?
Just under
$99.
$100, aye.
I wanted to know in shillings. No, and
It's actual Mustang, Dave. Or
Oh, it
Mustang
is?
Sounds. Yes.
Yeah.
oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
The only
12 amps.
downside is that you really can't adjust the gain level. You just have like low gain and high gain for
Yes,
each
it's
amp.
fixed. Correct. You got a
It's
wee
like you
tweak.
can't really adjust it, and you can't really adjust it with the computer program or anything.
Yes,
But, I
that's
mean, it's
true.
more than usable.
Yes.
I was surprised by that, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Interesting. All right.
Well,
I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight. I want to thank Howie for coming on, especially after his team lost. That was not easy. And we'll have albums to discuss next week.
I was going to say one thing before we leave.
Oh,
Go
what are you
ahead,
going
sorry.
with, Dave?
I got a
Oh,
new episode coming up right after the show ends. It's dropped.
Go to Joe's
So
channel, everybody.
anyone watches my vlog.
Can you post your link?
Yeah, let me
Meat
put
is
the link. It's been
murder.
almost a week.
Meat is Murder is the album.
Yeah.
I'm still holding strong at 110 subscribers.
Wow.
Let's get some subs in there, folks. Come on.
I mean, Joe puts good material out there and stuff.
Yeah,
How
I
does he
took- I
have
took-
only
I took a little
110
time off.
subscribers?
I took a little
Yeah,
time
but
off,
still,
you know.
I have like 117. And I don't do shit.
All right.
All right.
All right, everyone. I want to thanks Hugh for coming on.
Cheers.
Thank you.
And Hugh, hopefully we'll see you next week at the end of the show to come on and talk
Certainly.
these albums. Krellbar, you're going to email them to me, and I'll email them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
All
do
right,
that.
sounds good. All right, everyone, have a great week. I'll see everybody Tuesday night for the lesson
therapy.
that I do, the chord therapy. I'll see you
Awesome.
guys Tuesday night, and as always, very good.
Okay, goodbye, Ted.
Goodbye.